Well, I say every day. It's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
If you do not listen to me,
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 190th episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me today, we have the inimitable Caucasian Sasquatch.
What'd I do?
Say hi to the nice people.
You keep hi people. You keep saying these big words, and I'm not sure you mean me.
We also have joining us today, Anna's Gameland.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Wait.
Indeed. Welcome in. Glad to have you. And despite my thinking otherwise until about 3 minutes ago, Shadow of Hawk.
Shadow is this. Yeah. Howdy, everyone.
Welcome in. All right, so we are live. We are doing the things. We're currently on Twix, Rumble, 2 separate YouTube channels, Caucasian Sasquatch and Samuel the Infamous. If you're in any of those places, drop a comment. Let us know you are here. And also you'll notice at the top of at least 3 of those places is a pinned comment with a Give, Send, Go link for our good friend Gal and her brother. And like I said before, I'm going to keep shilling this shit until, the goal is fulfilled or she tells me to stop. So if you can help her out, please do. If you can't, please, share it out. Let people see it and all that stuff. The needle hasn't moved in like a week, by the way. And if you do want me to stop talking about it, I mean, the best way to do that is to fulfill the goal, which is only 6K. So that said, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. We have a show today. Real quick, I got to type something in the private chat because I'm a jackass and I forgot about this.
Oh no.
I'm concerned.
It's nothing too terrible. It's just, behind the scenes business. It's fine.
I told you that in confidence. How dare you?
I know it's terrible. We're all terrible.
I'll
do it.
That's wild, Squatch. That is absolutely wild.
But I mean, I was young and needed the money.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I didn't know you could do that with a crawfish, an egg, and a piece of twine.
I actually need you to like copy the link and drop it backstage because it won't just give it to me.
I am not watching what he did with that crawfish, egg, and piece of twine.
Look, a prawn is a prawn, okay?
A prawn is a prawn.
It's true. It's true. and old callback here, but Anna knows prawn.
I was thinking the exact same thing. The exact same.
I'm so sorry,
thing.
Anna. I couldn't help myself.
Neither can she.
Right. So if you guys don't get that joke, it's an old joke from an old show that we all used to do together. So don't worry about it. It's fine.
Don't drag me into that box. I wasn't there for those things. I was working.
I wasn't talking about you. Yeah, I don't believe we ever had you on for that.
No, because
it was never a Wesley.
Nope, because I was busy slaving away for Costco.
That's true. You were a Costco bitch at the time.
Well, technically a CDS bitch because they're a separate company. They just have the monopoly of doing all the Costco bitch work.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anywho, welcome in everybody. We're gonna go ahead and say hello to the chat now. We've got Scotty Waddles in first again, as it should be, man. It freaks me the fuck out when you're like third. So
I'm worried about him.
We got Ardent Party in the chat. Howdy. Good to see you. We've got
You've got
Hurricane
mail.
Perro. Good to see you. Aaron Laura, as always, welcome in.
Hello, Aaron.
Extraordinaire. We've got Anna's Gameland also in the chat, in multiple chats. Just bouncing around there. All right, let's see. I think that might be Lepo de Fleur. Welcome in. Like I said at the top of the show, if you are in any of the places watching any of the things, let us know you're here. Drop a comment. Unless, of course, you're a bot that has the word Nazi in the name, like we got last night. That was strange. And,
Wait, what happened?
Oh, some bot showed up with some strange link on the Rumble side. It was really weird. So, it's the only person who bothers to comment on the Rumble side. It's not even a real person. So,
Weird.
Oh my god, Laporte, I had the same thing happen to me.
The 2009. What's the chances that they're just after an access to some bank account?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we have your thing. Go and recover all your old photos from like 2000 and whatever it was, 1.
Are you sure you want to know?
No, and I don't remember.
I mean, exactly, dude. Listen, from 2009, I was slinging dope and walking freaking prostitutes to their destinations.
Exactly.
I don't want those pictures.
I was hanging around with the bikers. I don't remember what I did. And all that stuff, yeah.
In 01, I did not exist.
Hi.
I wasn't even a thought.
His 2009 pictures is a skin knee.
No, what was my 2009? I think those would be like pictures of me when I was living in fucking California as like a fucking kindergartner.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's fine. You'll understand in about 10 years what we were talking about.
Right?
Oh, he won't.
I mean, he might. You don't know what his experiences are going to be.
Probably.
After that long in the military, he might understand Justin Bieber a little better too.
Ooh.
From the inside.
That is what we like to call the deployment of a biological weapon, and Canada should never be allowed to think they didn't do anything wrong. They deserve all the punishment coming for them over that one act.
But Shadi, I have to ask you a question though. Do you wear socks and shower shoes?
What kind of no?
I mean,
no.
First of all, I think Anna, we need some clarification. Do you mean at the same time?
Yes.
No.
There are 3 very good reasons why I would not wear that combination of things together.
Only one of them is the ass whooping that is freaking squat.
I was going to say, is a blanket party one of them?
I only wear shower shoes in the fucking rain room. That's the first reason. The second reason, I don't want to get my socks wet, which would, happen if I put fucking shower shoes on. And third, if I'm walking around in that shit, I'm 90% sure that's out of regs, and I'm going to get my ass beat.
There it is. So, why didn't you name that first? That's the reason I don't. My homies catch me in socks and shower shoes. I'm getting fucking the soap in the sock, man. They're gonna put some oranges in a glove and whip me.
No. You would just get the social. That's a dumb thing to do. I would actually face administrative punishment because that's breaking the fucking rules. Like, you're not allowed to do that shit. Which is actually a really funny thing.
You know why, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. And really funny thing in the
really
military.
Stupid.
Yeah. If you're a woman and you have the nails of improper irregulation, you'll get fucking written up, stupidly administratively punished for your nails. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh man, that's funny.
So if your nails are too long, you mean?
Hey, hello.
Welcome to Arden Party.
Yo, it's Arden.
It is. I know. Coming to you straight from the Great White Gulag.
Also known as Canada.
Unfortunately. Yeah. So this whole nails thing, this regulation thing, I take it if the nails are too long, or what's the deal?
No, so it's the style of design. They're allowed because I'm not a female, that doesn't apply to me too much, so I don't remember exactly, but I think it's French tips and something else are the only 2 prescribed nail polish colors you're allowed to have as a female in my branch of service. And I learned that.
That's out of line, sir. That's a chartreuse. That is not the proper red.
Yeah. And I learned that because during one of the lectures on what was and wasn't okay for wear, one of the people in my unit stood up and asked, like, "Hey, I think one of the examples you're giving is actually out of regs because her fingernails are the wrong color or like the wrong style or something to that effect." And the guy giving the presentation looks at that and goes, the picture's kind of blurry, so I'm gonna give it to her and say she's in regs, but that's a good catch. It was fucking hilarious.
So I take it you're not allowed to do the whole goth black fingernail thing then.
I want to rescind that. I want to rescind that immediately. Can you imagine an army of goth gay guys coming at you? That shit would be unnerving as fuck, bro. Yeah, I would just be like, I give up, I quit, I give up, give up.
Especially because they're probably all on fucking antipsychotics and antidepressants, and they're looking to hit somebody.
And they're cutters.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking, a line of emo infantrymen way out front with all the makeup. That's the best shock troops you could possibly have.
Yeah, war paint.
No, can you imagine? Hold on, the enemy comes out of the bathroom. He goes to like zip up his pants, looks up, and there's this really emo dude leaned against the side of the outhouse, and he's like, cat throws his bangs to the side and says, "Yeah, you should probably just quit."
Or instead of firing shots, what they do is they vogue on the enemy to death with bad poetry.
I think the one issue with utilizing such an army like that,
that's the softening up stage,
is they would not be able to survive the hikes. Like an emo would just fucking give up and die. I'd like the first.
That's because they wear the wrong fucking boots, man. Have you seen those platforms?
Right?
No, they would. First of all, they would like just straight up. An emo would straight. Can I say kill yourself? No, I can't. I can't.
But you just did, and I hate you.
Yeah.
We don't hate you enough, is what it is.
Correct.
So this is the training you're getting is how women paint their fingernails.
No, that was just a one conversation about what is and isn't okay to wear for like civilian attire. The main bit of training so far has been physical conditioning as well as moral expectations. We just got done with rifle range shit. Next week we're doing pistols, and then I think the week after that.
What does that mean? Moral expectations.
The fact that you're the fact that we're officers means that we need to not only be held to a higher standard of morals, but also understand the motivation behind those things, so that when subordinates are like, "Why the fuck are we doing this?" you can actually articulate the reason behind it. Like, hey, why do we have integrity, or why do we have fidelity, or why do we need to be courageous? You can't just tell a 17-year-old who signed up for the signing bonus, just do it. You actually have to explain, hey man, like if we're a bunch of liars, no one's gonna trust us. That sort of shit.
Dude. Can you imagine Shadu trying to explain to some raw recruit why the raw recruit can't keep his earrings, his ear necklace?
Do you imagine the reaction of him shaking his bangs?
Now hold on.
Why can't I make jewelry out of toddler parts?
Is this a deployment or a garrison? Like, are we back in the States in garrison, or are we deployed? Like that kind of like what that depends on. That will answer how I would respond to that situation.
For the purposes of hilarity, I don't think it fucking matters.
No, it does. It does. Because if we're in garrison, I'm just reporting his ass to the MP. Because that's
just
fucking
picture
weird.
it. That same goth guy standing outside the bathroom tosses his bags to the side, says you should just quit, starts cutting himself. Like repeatedly. It's like there's no point in going on. You're right. I give up. Just
the thing is, you joke about that. I will probably be seeing some shit like that during room inspections, because what I was told was fucking enlisted Marines are very creative when it comes to hide it, like trying to get out of getting caught with shit in their rooms. So they'll have something that's in regs, but just really fucking weird in like a very like predominant part of their room. So then like you just come into the room, just see that shit and get the fuck out as quick as possible.
What you're talking about, my friend?
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who used a brony shrine for that.
In the room.
Jesus.
A brony shrine. Like literally this one particular My Little Pony, and he built a little brony shrine.
In the military.
Oh man,
he wasn't a brony. He was gay.
Oh,
but he
Well, I
had
mean,
stuff that
so on.
was out of regs, and he kept it hid in the Brony Shrine. But because he said it was a religion, the guys were just like, you know what, fuck it, we don't even care. We don't even care what's in it. We just keep it over there in that corner, and it'll be fine. Yeah, he said that thing never got searched. He kept all kinds of madness in it.
No, I'd
touch it.
heard a story. I'd heard a story that like I can't remember if it was a sergeant or a staff sergeant, but one of them is like doing an inspection on like his freaking PFCs. Walks in, just sees a fursuit head on the desk, turns around, walks out, doesn't even find out about the guy's weed stash until a couple months later. Like there was just a stash of weed just in the fucking desk that he just saw the fucking furry head and was like, I'm not dealing with this shit, and walked out.
Oh.
Yeah,
But that's basically what the dude did with the Brony.
Place weird shit makes.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. I used to have what's called a bullet on my keychain. You know, it in my case it wasn't a bullet. It was a little Thor's hammer, right? And you could unscrew the head, and there was this little tube in it. And I would put like a cigarette or whatever in that thing, and then. But what you couldn't tell from the outside because of all the weird, it was a Mjolnir, so it had a bunch of weird scripting on the head of the hammer. You could unscrew the head of the hammer. You could fit 3 fucking Percocets in that damn thing, and they wouldn't rattle. It was like it was custom built to hold Percocets. It was one of my favorite bullets.
I used to have a dirk with a hollow handle that I kept stuff in, and the ambiguous stuff.
Mm.
You know,
man, I grew up in the 80s. We had the Rambo survival knife that you could turn the
right. You could pack a small family into that thing, take it
right?
with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like it was a pretty lengthy hollow in the handle there, and I mean, you get questioned walking around with a dirk on your hip, right? You get questioned because that's a big fucking knife, but. And maybe they take it and they look at it or whatever, but they're not going to look at it too closely, especially if it's flashy enough, like it's got some gilding on it just for looks or whatever. They're not going to look too closely at it, and they're going to pat you down. And they're going to look for other illicit stuff, and they're not going to find it because it's already in their hands, and they're going to hand that shit back to you because it's not illegal to walk around with a dirk on your hip.
Hmm.
Not that you should be engaging in any illicit behavior whatsoever. YouTube, just say.
Sam is not a lawyer. Do not take anything Sam says as a good idea.
Things sometimes happen. So,
in the spirit of transition of topic, I'm wondering if the aliens that we find are going to be deported with the rest of them. Are they illegal too?
It depends.
We got Musk with rockets now. We probably could.
Well, hold on. It depends. Are they Asari or
come out?
I feel like if they're Asari, we'll probably try to keep them. If they're Klingons, we'll probably try to get rid of them.
No. First of all, no. They're neither of those things. Those things are fictional.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, let me rephrase. If the aliens are hot, people will want to keep them. If they're not, they'll want to kill them. It's that simple.
Yeah, some of the aliens in the V were kind of hot too, but they were actually lizard people.
Yeah, I've got this kind of pet theory, and everybody says I'm crazy, but I was thinking like, okay, let's say aliens exist, right? They might not be from like another planet out of space type thing. What if the dinosaur, we were talking millions of years here, right? Like, what if the dinosaurs or something else evolved up to the level where we're at now and achieved some level of space flight? And because the asteroid come out and wiped everything out, they just kind of chalked it up as losing their home world and went to the other one. And now they're coming back to check on how things are going now. And they're like, oh shit, there's monkeys.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to Smooth the DJ and Gaming with Smooth over on Rumble. Just rated us on that side. Appreciate it, buddy.
Hello, Smooth.
So haven't seen.
Welcome to the world of Samuel.
Indeed.
Bouncing off what Squatch just said, you realize that's a Rick and Morty episode, right?
I mean, yeah, but they're not the ones who come up with it. I mean, this was pontificated about back during the plurality of worlds era.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what if the aliens are no, that also has freaking dinosaur people as part of the aliens. I don't remember the name of the book series. I've only read one of the books, but the gist of it is like all the alien bullshit that has been recorded throughout human history is either dinosaur people who jumped forward in time to escape the destruction of like their society, but jumped so far forward humanity had dominated the planet, and so they're jumping back in time to try to fuck up humanity, but the humanity they jumped forward in time to also had time travel tech, and so now they've been in a Cold War trying to not like wipe each other out because then they'll get nuclear optioned, but also trying to wipe the other out because they know the other will nuclear option them the moment they get the chance to. And so
I have so many things to say.
Can't we all just get along?
What were you going to say, Anna?
Hello, Father and Doc.
Oh man. So leading into that, because the next thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to actually get into the topics, and there's a main topic today. We're going to talk a little bit about faith versus UFO files versus like the reality of aliens versus all the things. But and mostly I'm leading into this now because it's going to stop me from saying things like Shadu thinks he's going to get an Orion slave girl, and in reality she's a Gorn.
We've already established my proclivities. I'm not interested in fucking aliens. Humanity as a whole are probably
but that doesn't mean they're not interested in fucking you.
Oh God.
Yeah, and who said?
Sir, that is why I believe in the message of stay strapped or get clapped. 45 automatic. That is God's caliber.
You're getting clapped, all right. Anyhow,
auto, bro. Don't do that with an auto. Not 45 auto. No, sir. Please, not unless it's shoulder mounted. Break both your wrists, son.
We're gonna go ahead and get into the thing. So this was a thing that was spread around Twix pretty rapidly in regards to upcoming UFO file drops. Or I think it was actually supposed to be this morning or late last night. But either way, I haven't actually looked at the files myself yet. That's coming. But what interests me is kind of some of the discourse surrounding it. So bring this guy up here.
I had a friend that sent me a text message. I was in a meeting, a weekend meeting, preaching Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. And he said, Perry, can you give me a call? I have some information that has come to my attention. Of course, when a friend of yours does that you know quite well, you have no idea what information they're talking about. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but there were a large number of pastors that had been invited to go to a certain state to hear some men in the United States government and others share with them a concern that they had. And this particular man, and I'll not name him, and then we may end up doing some teachings with him or having an event at his church. He has a great church. But he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft, that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures and other things that almost sound like something out of a sci-fi movie or an Orson Welles book.
Okay, so I see what you said there, Shadu, and the short answer is because fuck those guys. This is what's of interest to me here is, like, now I don't know this Perry Stone guy from Adam. I have heard a bunch of people in recent days talk about how, he's some kind of like lunatic or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know the guy from Adam. All I know is what he was saying here made quite a stir online. And it isn't so much about him specifically as it is about the possibility that the government wanted to prepare various like flocks, churches, and whatnot for the revelation that we're not actually alone in the universe, because it kind of blows up a big chunk of the way they believe. Now, I will preface this by saying that there is not a single piece of Holy Writ in existence on this planet that denies, and most of them don't even address, the possibility of life on other worlds. Not one. Not the Quran, not the Bible, not the Torah.
The Hindu kind of do.
The Hindus kind of talk about it a little bit, and sort
but
of.
It's more like don't fuck around over there. That's bad mojo. But
right.
If they come here, you got to deal with it. And so lasers.
Right, but my point is like none of them, not one of them, denies the possibility. Most of them just ignore that is a possibility. By not bringing it up at all. It's not addressed.
I'm still curious about two things out of ancient history: Arjuna's bow and Thor's hammer, or Gungnir for that matter. I mean, all of them almost sound like directed energy weapons of a type.
To a degree, like they very well could be. And what's that? What was it? Arthur C. Clarke, I think, who was talking. It wasn't Arthur C. Clarke. I can't remember who it was. Said the thing about any sufficiently advanced technology would appear to
any technology sufficiently advanced would appear as magic to the uninitiated.
Yes. That quote. Was it Clarke?
Yep.
That was Arthur C. Clarke. Yes, sir. When asked why there wouldn't be more distinct stories about alien visitation had aliens come here in the past, and that was his response, was any technology sufficiently advanced would appear as magic to the uninitiated. And we have plenty of stories of magic beings coming from the sky.
True. But I'm not even talking about necessarily magic beings. I ran into a guy on Twitter the other day who was insisting that there could not possibly be anything alien. We know what those are. Those are demons, as a matter of fact, because there are no other sentient mortal beings in all of existence. And I was just like, well, first of all, you don't know that for a fact. Secondly, there's a whole period where Jesus takes off for a while, and says, I have other flocks to tend. He doesn't tell you where they are or who they are. And third, because he was talking about, he's like, what a cruel creator would not introduce Christ to them and all that, or would that invalidate Christ's sacrifice here on earth? I was like, no, what if he just did it the one time and then he went to them later to spread the word, kind of thing. Like that's a possibility too, right? Just discounting everything. It's like, oh, nope, it's demons, and Christ only sacrificed himself for us specifically. And I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, first of all, by definition, and I've said this before, God's angels and demons are extraterrestrial. Not of this earth. So that's just if we're going to get into the nitty gritty of shit. Secondly,
much as I hate to disagree with one of the great old ones, I tend to look at the aliens thing. I feel more like the Whitley Strieber communion approach, that they're actually extra dimensional rather than extraterrestrial. I kind of see how that could make sense, because the way he described his experiences were very similar to how people would talk about being either pixie led, like being led by fairy lights and things like that, or encounters with what we would now refer to as elves in the old countries. So,
if you go back far enough, a lot of fairy abductions are remarkably similar in detail and circumstance to UFO claims.
Yeah.
So, there is that.
I just stand by my previous statement that every single fairy tale, legend, myth, fable, anything from ancient history that we get directly from the old ones, as it were, are as a cautionary tale against holding truck with any non-human intellect.
Fair.
Sure. I could see that. Now, when we're talking about aliens in this context, I'm of course specifically referring to beings who are on or about the same level we are in terms of they're physical, they're mortal. Maybe they're smarter, maybe they're more advanced, but they're not like, AI or demons in the wind or things of an intangible nature. And in fact, that was one of the things I brought up when I was arguing with this guy. It's like, what and this tickles me all to get out is all these religious types claiming alien life is a psyop by intangible, invisible demons created by a god they say exists partially on the basis that unproven isn't disproven. That's irony, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely hilarious when I encounter one of those types, because my dad is the kind of person to be like insert fantastical thing here is either an angel or a demon. There's no in between. There's no room for anything more creative. But he'll go, yeah, no, aliens are totally not demonic, and it makes no sense that there wouldn't be other life out there. Like, just look at our world. Octopi, if they had opposable thumbs, octopi would have built a civilization. If they weren't focused on abusing each other so much, dolphins would have a civilization. If they understood agriculture, chimpanzees would have a civilization. So the idea that there's not sentient life on other planets developing to our level is ludicrous.
I have to say, I don't know about chimps. I don't think chimps could maintain stability long enough to build a civilization.
I mean, in between ripping each other's heads off their shoulders and chronic masturbation, they're not going to get a lot done.
Well,
they
say they have society based off of the fact that they have war.
Yeah, another example, ants. Ants are capable of advanced architecture. They do slavery. They do race wars. They have like complicated systems. I think there's even one that kind of sort of practices mercantilism with other kinds of ants.
how slavery is one of your metrics for civilization.
Yeah, no, slavery is one of the signs of an advanced species, because they can go, hey, we are advanced enough where we don't have to kill everyone we just encountered. We can use them as a labor pool. Compared to what animals would do, being exterminate them all, that is a step above an animalistic prospect. It's not a good thing. This is not a support of the practice.
Above?
But
more of adjacent.
Yeah, no, it's just a statement of fact. It's like war is not a good thing. War is absolutely not a good thing, but the ability to mobilize a large amount of resources to project war is a sign of being more advanced than something that is unable to mobilize resources to such a similar scale. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, just a statement of fact.
Indeed. Well, and here's the other thing that gets to me too, is like, look, I think that there's more than likely other life, at least at our level, somewhere out there in existence. And the reason I think this is because the idea that all of the stars in the sky were created, so far, far, far away, clusters of them, galaxies even, right, were created solely to provide us light at night is kind of silly.
I think God kind of answers this in his very first commandment, because there's often no limit to that commandment.
I get that, but that's also assuming that the time limit that he's given Earth, for getting our shit together before, the reckoning and all that stuff is much further out than people are saying.
Maybe with a little help from friends, we can skip to the front of the line.
Right, but they'd have to be friends, right? They'd have to be friends out there that exist in order for that to be a thing, which I think there probably are. I think there are probably enemies out there too, and in different things, and things that we wouldn't recognize as life, who wouldn't recognize us as life. I think that
we've
it's a
talked
vast
about
and
this
varied
before.
universe. We've talked about it ad nauseum, man. I just never get tired.
Well, I mean, the reason is Orson Scott Card and the Ender series is why we've talked about that whole life that we don't recognize as intelligent, and they don't recognize us as intelligent, and it just being a battle because.
Right. Well, there's that, and there's also Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where there is a sentient shade of the color blue.
Yep.
Super intelligent sentient shade of the
way past us.
You guys are reminding me of Orson Scott Card's book on like world building, where he goes into, hey, you want to make aliens, and then he goes into like all of the ways that aliens could develop that are just alien to human nature, like a species of basically slugs that have kind of sort of a hive mind, in the fact that they just transmit information to one another by touch, kind of like the way aboleth work in D&D, if any of you have looked into the lore of that, or like just crazy shit like that, where anything could possibly happen depending on the evolutionary pathways of a planet, which means the universe is far more beautiful than we give it credit for.
Oh, it absolutely is. But don't mushrooms have, even just mushrooms here on Earth, don't they have massive networks that pass information?
Yeah, the mycelial network.
Yes.
Yeah, which is terrifying, by the way, because they are not like us.
Oh no.
You want to talk about aliens?
No,
These things
I'm not
literally feed on death.
Yes, that is why Ewa from Avatar is technically a goddess of death more than anything else, feeding upon the suffering and the warfare on Pandora.
I said those blue sets deserved everything they got.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it because I don't remember hardly fuck all from that movie, except that blue people were fucking their rides.
Movie series. There are 2 other movies, and one of them is actually good.
There aren't because I haven't watched them.
Giving a shit.
Point is,
Sam, you would like the third one. There's a scary goth lady. There's a scary goth witch.
I don't care. That's why I'm still not watching it.
You're mistaking that for interest.
Like it just because there's an element in a movie that I might like doesn't mean that I'm going to like the movie. First of all,
fair.
Secondly, I don't know. I'm of the opinion that if a creator is creating, he's not going to stop creating with one creation, and it's the height of our hubris to think that he would. Secondly, the idea that a creator who writes down all the stuff he wants you to know and tells you, hey, this is what I want you to know. Maybe I add some shit later. Maybe I don't. You don't get to decide that. Right now, live by these rules that I have in this here book. Isn't doing things on a need to know basis with us also ludicrous? Like, he fucking told us everything. Come on. You know?
If you think about it, the Bible was sort of patch notes for creation, right? It was like, so I did all this stuff, and here's what I did, and it's going to do these things, and some other things are going to happen later, and some of it's not going to be so great. So have fun, go forth and multiply.
Right.
Well, another factor is, and I didn't realize this until I was, this got kickstarted due to that Odyssey movie that's coming out that everyone's been bitching about recently. But I didn't think about this until I saw a post about that, where the Odyssey and the Iliad are technically 2 parts of an 8-part epic, that the other 6 parts were lost because it just wasn't seen as bad. They weren't seen as good enough to warrant continued transcribing, just because no one really liked them. So there could be parts of Genesis that go deeper into like discussing the other worlds or the other races God created. That information may have been passed to us at some point, but because some fuckface didn't think it was worth it.
I promise you that it's happened, starting with the Nicene Creed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not even like malicious. Not even like I'll fully agree. I'll fully agree that there was like some malicious.
Right, but it was institutionalized with the Nicene Creed.
Yeah, sure, I'll agree with that. But even before then, like I'm talking about back in Judaism, before Christ even got put up on the stick, there would have been just due to a like, hey, do we actually need to? We don't have enough ink. We don't have enough paper.
A couple of sticks, dude. A couple of sticks. All right.
Yeah. Like,
God, have some respect.
Like, for instance, do you know why the American spelling of words are different from the England spelling of English words? Like why we have missing values? Like color is spelled different, for instance? It's because it was cheaper to spell color C-O-L-O-R than it was to spell C-O-U-L-O-R, I think.
Also, having an extraneous letter is kind of silly.
Well, it wasn't originally extraneous. It wasn't originally extraneous because the 2 letters... Because the 2 letters together would denote a specific sound, like A-E.
And no one cared then, and no one cares now, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, like A-E had a specific spelling in the context of like Alfred. Like that had a very specific sound that we just got rid of over time, and then it became superfluous. There was originally an intent behind the combination of the 2 vowels. Then just we didn't need it
for the airplane thing.
Too late. I stopped talking. Fuck my man. Anyway, back to aliens.
Oh man. No, but that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, just because we weren't specifically told, right, in the Bible, and I'm only using the Bible as and maybe the extant desert cult texts like the Quran and whatnot. We weren't specifically told in those texts that there is or there is not life out there. You know, nobody said fuck all about it. It's never addressed. It said there are other things, right? And hey, some of these things are not great things, It doesn't say that there isn't other people out there.
Yep.
That's a fair point. So if the aliens do show up, we can in fact have a righteous crusade against them because they are not in fact built in the shape of our creator.
Yeah, well,
Hey, hold on.
yes
I would
and
actually
no.
disagree with that, Arden. I would actually disagree with that. My personal interpretation, or my understanding rather, is because if we're built in the image of God, then we would all largely look the same. You wouldn't have distinctions of race or ethnicity, but we have humans that look very different from each other. So then,
That's
Okay, I understand where you're
no,
coming
to do. No, that's not what. No, I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
hold on. Let me go. Let me finish the thought. Let me finish the thought.
Mhm.
It's not the actual physical appearance of what we are as an image of God. Rather, it is the fact that we are possessed of the ability to think and to create. That makes us in the image of God. We aren't just automata. We aren't just animals. We are alike to God in the fact that we are also creative. Not that we look like God, because if we looked like God, you wouldn't see it. Men and women would look exactly the same. Africans and Europeans would look exactly the same. There wouldn't be a visual difference between us all. We would all be carbon copies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. Now, that said, if a sentient fart cloud were to show up on Earth, I think we could fairly say they're not built in the same shape as our creator.
Mhm.
I'd say this.
Hmm.
That would be my very first response. I'll be the take me to your leader. I'll take one for the team right out the gate.
Threaten them with our power to control oxygen.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Not a threat.
people in chat,
It's genocide, bro.
people in chat are mentioning the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch mentions certain things that you could construe that way, yes. But as far as I know, the Watchers were a choir of angels that were stationed on Earth to monitor things, and they got a little too involved. And there were
And they did
problems
some
with that.
things.
And they did some things, and some things happened. And then if you read the
Bigfoot.
Book of Giants, which is sort of a slightly different
like the Book
perspective
of Enoch
version of the
too.
Book of Enoch, the offspring of said Watchers, the Nephilim, are actually the reason for the flood, not the wickedness of men.
Yeah.
Right. That's why he gave the covenant, was that
Right.
we're going to finally exterminate these things all at once. No more monsters. And from now on, it's just for people, and that other asshole.
On this world.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees about other worlds and stuff. I don't remember reading none of that.
Right. Well, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like we don't have any idea what if God set this whole thing up to be like an ant farm battle, right? He's got us over here thinking we are the soul creations and we are the made in the image of God and only us. And then he went and told the same thing to somebody else who's shaped different. And just waited to see what happens when we meet.
What if this is all
with a
like
magnifying
Warhammer
glass.
40K?
So I don't know. I don't know the answers because obviously I haven't been out there in the universe to see all of this stuff. But we have my
It's not for
concern
lack
though,
of trying.
is, first of all, the idea that having to prepare pastors so that their flocks and their churches don't panic or whatever is the big fear here. I was like, I mean, we're 30 years past Independence Day, man. We've been watching this shit in movies for so fucking long. I think we're probably inoculated against that kind of panic at this point. Secondly, just like why would you need, if you've been telling your pastor your flocks for however many long that God has a plan for everything, then would they not also assume that God has a plan for this? And like I said, if you actually read the goddamn Bible or the Quran or whatever else you want to look at, it doesn't say anything to the effect that you are the only thing in existence that matters.
No, actually, it says the opposite. It says that we were put here to be responsible stewards of the rest of God's creation.
Yeah.
Which, by the
But
way,
first-
includes not burning it down.
But first,
for those of you 40K guys,
we are
out
to
there.
be fruitful and multiply. There was no limit placed on that first commandment. Go.
Oh, sure.
There's a whole lot of empty space out there, bro. Go get
Sure.
it.
But I guess my long story short, long-winded approach short, I guess. Way too late for that. There is no reason to even believe that the existence of tangible, physical, mortal alien beings from other planets in any way contradicts your faith, because it doesn't. You know, it's sort of like when people talk about Revelation and they talk about the rapture, right? Those are two separate things, and one of them was made up in the 18th century by a girl who was schizophrenic in the middle of Kansas. And that would be the rapture. The rapture's not a thing, by the way. It's not in the fucking Bible. Just saying.
But what's funny is every time you start talking about the rapture in church, somebody tries to hand you a viper.
Right. I would, if people start getting sucked up into the sky in beams of blue light, I would think aliens first. I'm sorry.
I would think no.
You heard the good news.
Space, you say?
I didn't say burned down by beams of blue light. I said sucked up into space.
Would you be able to visually tell the difference?
The closest it gets is to that.
It depends on how fast it moves.
I mean, that's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. But
there's this one series.
That's the thing. Is like
called. Go ahead.
Oh well, there is no evidence for the rapture in the Bible. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. It's not referred to. The closest they get to is there's a passage in Revelation where it talks about the faithful rising up to meet the Savior and then coming back down with him.
You know, that kind of sounds a lot like that fucking boat of toenails. Kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Second what?
I mean, because like, Hell was kicked out of Valhalla, Asgard, the whole nine, right? And she assembles was his name, Miracle Myrmidon or whatever his fucking name is. His toenails and the one that made the world. They used to make the world.
Mimir?
Yes, that dude, that motherfucker, right? His toenails are used to build the boats that bring Hell's army back to Valhalla to storm the walls. And the only reason Hell makes it through the walls is because Brock never finished them. Because Loki conned him out of the job.
I mean, that's part of it, but also the only reason that she had cause to storm Valhalla was because they kicked her out because they thought she was a little creepy.
Well, she was a goth mommy and she didn't like it.
She didn't actually do anything. She made him uncomfortable, and they're like, "Yeah, why don't you go to the frozen realm nobody ever goes to except the dishonored dead?"
Well, she was the one that told Loki about the mistletoe.
Goth mommy.
Yeah.
Zombie goth mommy.
She's also Loki's kid.
Yes.
You know, along with Jormungandr and that big ass wolf.
Fenrir.
You know, the one that eats Baldur's hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fenrir.
Yeah.
Jormungandr.
And by the way, Jormungandr was the only one of them that could have potentially been an actual threat because he was sort of like they didn't really know where he stood because he didn't really talk to anybody. She just wanted to hang out, and they were like, "No, you're creepy. Go away." And Fenris was a good boy. They just didn't trust. And when they proved to him that they didn't trust him, he's like, "Okay, now when I get out of this, I'm going to fuck you up." But before that, he was good.
One of my favorite tidbits from ancient myths and whatnot is the three-headed dog that guards the gates of hell. His name is Cerberus.
Oh, Spot.
That means Spot. I love it, dude.
Literally translates to the spotted one. So yeah, the dog that guards the gates of the underworld's name is Spot. Yeah.
Hades is a dog owner, and he named his puppy Spot.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know about which hell I want to go to.
Also, by the way, Hades was by far the most reasonable and least fucked up of the Greek pantheon.
Oh yeah,
despite the whole kidnapping thing.
Yeah, his oldest brother did what to who? As a swan?
Well,
right.
I mean, there was that whole Demeter thing. You know?
Like I said, not including the kidnapping plot and everything.
It's a bit problematic, sir.
It's a bit, but it's also the only thing he ever did that you could put in that category of like, Jesus, what's wrong with this guy? Whereas
and he was lonely.
This was breaking fucking records on that account every other day.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, ancient Greece was a warrior culture, and that was one legitimate way to get a wife. It was just to go and take one.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Unless you're a god, and then you just go and you take what you want from them, you leave, and then they, yeah.
Who's the guy that interprets biblical scripture from different mythological perspectives? I can't remember. He does a bunch of shorts where he's like, I think we're living in an apocalypse based around Loki's manipulations. And then he's like, how's that? He's like, well, you know how Lucifer basically resembles a physical description of Loki, with the horns and all of that shit. And you know how when you're talking about the apocalypse, they come on the 4 horses and you describe the individuals on the horses, and it actually sounds an awful lot like some of the guys from Asgard. Some of them folks aren't nearly so cuddly.
Well, I mean, I kind of get that. Although when I think of the Loki resembling Satan thing, that's more of a invention of Stan Lee than it is of the Eddas. But the more accurate one would be either Cernunnos or Pan.
Yeah,
probably a combination.
Well, sure. Yeah, but his interpretation is that once Loki managed to subvert the belief in other gods utilizing the Christian mantle, he subverted the belief in God as well, basically rendering all except for those who believe in the scripture but can't prove or disprove and don't have any direct line to God might have a direct line to Loki / Lucifer, Satan, the morning star, and various other things, right? Like they're all the same trickster thing, and Loki.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, you can find a kind of trickster thing in most pantheons too.
What is? Yeah, no. Cernunnos is one of my favorites.
Coyote.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the Egyptian one is. Most people say it was Set, but it wasn't Set. It was fuck, I can't remember. It's not
So
Set.
One layer below religious, you can also find the old white guy with the beard in virtually every single origin story in history, everywhere, all over the world.
That's true. Yeah.
Another one you can find is
Mannesman, Maxim, Magnus. All of them.
The Jade Emperor.
They're all white guys that came from the ocean.
Another thing attached to like the ocean stuff is like usually some kind of large, but just in general serpents attached to the oceans. Like
Jormungandr is basically a ginormous fucking dragon that lays in the waters of creation and blocks off the chaos outside of creation from coming in. He's actually a really good guy. It's just that eventually he gets pissed off with everybody being a bitch and comes in on the whole Ragnarok thing. And when he moves, the entire world shits.
Yeah.
But he's not the only example of a giant like water snake. There's also Leviathan, there's Tiamat. The Mongols had stories about like water snakes being very, very dangerous.
The Japanese Asians have the Naga.
I kind of get where you're getting that from, but like Tiamat's not in the same level as Leviathan and Jormungandr. Those two are massive, immortal, like very powerful serpents. Sure, Tiamat was a goddess who just happened to choose to look like a dragon.
Right, but my point being is like most cultures from like that period have some have some story about giant serpent attached to water that is very dangerous. You do not fuck with, and hence my point. Like it's a shared thing that seems intrinsic to the human condition that there is that story.
Well, sure.
So either A, everyone saw that shit, or B, there's something deeper going on.
And the ocean is very deep, sir.
Like part of the myth of Scylla and Charybdis, right? They're never like in the myths. They're not really defined. Like they're not really described very well. But it's assumed that Charybdis is some sort of sea beast, and Scylla is something that lives on the rocks in conjunction with them. What they actually are was a whirlpool that happened to sit in the strait. That was very pointy with the sharp rocks and stuff. But
the reason it happens is there is space at the top and less space in the middle and then space at the bottom. And so the water that goes through in between the top and the bottom is a little denser than the surface water.
Sure.
And the eddy that is created either goes right hand or left hand based off of which way the current's going. And when it goes, I think left-handed, when it goes left-handed against the Coriolis effect, it just breaks up and is perfectly saleable, no problem. But if it goes right-handed with the Coriolis effect, from that point until the tide changes, you can't sail through that straight on a trireme.
Sure. But you can imagine how ancient peoples might see that as the maw of some great beast.
I mean, you say ancient people, but don't we do the same thing right now?
100%.
Doing exactly the same. It doesn't matter if you're ancient or not. Exactly. If you're in
YouTube,
up, everything goes backwards.
I only mention ancient peoples because in this context, it was the Hellenics who believed that whirlpool was some kind of beast.
A literal monster. Yeah. That's why it wasn't there all the time. It had other shit to do. Is YouTube not the modern campfire for storytellers?
Pretty much. Yep.
And what is what is the oldest and most sacred thing that humans have done? It's tell stories.
Fire.
Oh yeah, right.
Our entire existence is based on stories.
Yeah.
Some true, some not, and some are fictional, but meant to teach a lesson. Like, it doesn't really matter. But stories are essential to being human.
And there's that whole Prometheus thing, dude. Like, there is in every culture some archetypal heroic act that typically in a lot of cultures it is the acquisition of fire, whether the gods cast it down or someone stole it or it was shared by a companion or whatever it was. The access to fire is often part of a religious doctrine that involves a person who was an absolute fucking unit.
Yep.
Specimen,
even let's look at it today, right? So the Victory Day today, 9th of May, which is a big thing. But you always have the never-ending fire, of the unknown soldier, and it's a fire that goes on for I don't know if you guys have that in America.
We do.
But it never goes out. It's something that you go to and you remember the sacrifices, things that people did. Again, going back to the campfire analogy, it's something that a fire that never goes out. We remember that. We remember the stories. Something is intrinsic in that situation where it's whatever kind of myth or what, but people actually did lose their life. People did do heroic things, and we want to acknowledge that by keeping that fire going, right?
Mm-hmm. Passing the torch, literally.
Yeah.
Hell, part of my indoctrination
literally.
Part of my indoctrination process was memorizing a lot of the heroic men and women. Well, mostly men due to the specific periods we were studying, but the heroic men that made the cult I'm in what it is. And Dan Daly.
You got to be specific, man. You mean Christianity, or do you mean the Marines?
Marines. Dan Daly, Chesty Puller, freaking Sergeant Basilone.
Sergeant Basilone.
Sergeant Basilone.
Homeboy.
Alfred Cunningham. Like all of those guys, we keep their stories alive because stories are a form of immortality. Sure, the flesh will, your genealogical record will eventually, or your genealogical permutation will eventually be diluted by just breeding with other permutations. Your body will eventually fade to dust. Your monuments will collapse. But so long as a man is able to remember your name and remember your deeds, you live on.
What's the phrase? I can't remember who said this originally, but he is not dead who is not forgotten.
Yeah, and a man's final death is when his name is spoken for the last time.
Yeah, there's a comedian, Jimmy Carr, who he cited a quote. I don't know if he originated it. I don't think he did. But he basically said you die twice. You die when your physical self passes away. And you die for the last time someone says your name.
Yeah.
And that's why there's that's why there's a tradition for honoring the fallen at federal cemeteries where you lay wreaths and you say their name. The name attached to the grave, so that way, that person's name is not is still spoken. That person is still remembered. That person is still not dead yet. You may not know the deeds. You may not know why they're there necessarily, but you can always go find that. Like a lot of there's actually a surprising amount of cataloging of the men and women that you can find in federal cemeteries, specifically like soldiers who died.
Mhm.
You can find their stories if you know the names and you know where to look. It's really impressive. It's really amazing.
Arctic Timberwolf is saying, I call bullshit. Everyone knew how to make fire with flint as easy as flicking a lighter or striking a match. There was a time. There was a time when the only way you would get fire was if you were close to a lightning strike.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but yeah, at some point, somebody took a stick that was burning from some natural thing like that, and
I have a
kept
theory
it
on
burning.
that one. I don't think that's how it happened at all, sir.
Somebody poked lava flows with a stick.
Yes. I firmly believe, after looking at everything from history and the stories and the dragons and all of everything, our original story does not begin in Africa. Our original story begins in an island or a cluster of islands off the coast of Africa that have since been subducted or are just gone. And our evolutionary pressure that created us put us in close proximity with a constant source of flame that was at least manageable enough to stay over there most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Something like the Kilauea, something like that, where we evolved for a couple of million years, just hanging out next to a river.
Something so magical and so mythically magical about fire. I mean, we don't talk about water that way, do we? No, there's something about fire. It's almost like it is arcanic. There's something.
Well, we do talk about
actually sitting in, like who out of us on the panel can actually, start a fire?
I can.
With nothing.
I can.
With just no tools.
I was a Boy Scout. I can.
Yeah.
Yep. Get up in a swamp. I can start a fire underwater. Like, try me.
But there's something about it that, like, even when you try.
Oh, sure, certainly. The first person who was capable of making fire using a couple of rocks was immediately the town wizard.
Exactly.
With no discussion.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine the traveling people, right? Once you had the ability to make fire and other people didn't, you would be able to go from location to location without being attacked, because you could bring the gift of fire with you, which means welcome anywhere.
It reminds me of that episode at the I want to say it was in Atlantis Rising in Stargate Atlantis, where Shepard meets Taylor for the first time, and he was like, we're talking about trade, so he brings out a fucking a Zippo, and he's like, well, we can help you with some technology stuff, and she pulls out this thing that shoots like a laser beam into her torch and lights it up. She's like, oh yeah, we mastered fire a long time ago.
Right. One of my favorite lines in all of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is when they go to the planet with all the freaking armpits, right? When they're talking about that, the radio broadcast that he hears in that little bit says something about, and the trick is bump rocks together, fellas.
I mean, it's true. They got to be the right kind of rocks, but yeah.
Yeah, sure. But if you do enough of them, eventually you'll get lucky.
Sure.
Broken watches right twice a day.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with like iron, where for most of human history, we were running around like trying to make a better metal. We were making alloys out of inferior rocks just because, like, well, this rock together with this rock makes a good rock. But then we figured out iron, and we're like, yo, we just need the one rock. Bro, we can restructure our entire civilization so we don't have a second Bronze Age collapse. Or we can just get addicted to petrol, one of the two. And we chose the latter one.
I mean,
so there were two Bronze Age collapses.
So first of all, sorry. Go ahead, Sasquatch.
I'd just like to point out that a nuclear reactor is still us just banging rocks together, just at a really high level.
They're just real special rocks.
Clever banging of rocks, to be honest.
Very carefully banging those specific rocks together.
I actually have a joke about nuclear reactors. I'm gonna piss off one of the people on the panel with this, but Chernobyl's.
Yeah, I know that would be me. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Chernobyl's not proof that nuclear reactors are dangerous. It's proof that communists can't boil water.
That's not
Reliably.
I am bracing myself for the angry Russian right now.
No.
I got a question, and I've never gotten a straight answer about this. Everyone I've ever asked this has always given me a look like I'm nuts. So we've got this elephant foot hanging out over there, right? It's slowly melting its way into the water table below Chernobyl. It'll get there in the next 500 years or some crap. Anyway, we constantly send in drones, go take pictures of it, keep track of it. We're doing all this stuff. Why can't we send in a robot with a fucking water pick, right? And just chop the son bitch up into little pieces, pull it apart, and it'll stop being super critical.
Because that's not how chemistry works.
Madam, it is how physics works. And yes, a water knife will cut clean through that damn thing. If it'll cut glass without shattering, and it'll cut every stone known to man with a smoothness that is embarrassing.
Again, it's.
I'm just saying. It seems like a problem with a solution, is what I'm saying. Just no one wants to solve the problem because it operates as a perfect. Nuclear.
Yep.
So Squatch, going back to your little island theory, would this be in the time before the sea struck Atlantis?
Well, I mean, I think this might be a root source for the idea of an Atlantis, in that it seems to be a cultural belief that there was a massive flood, that at some point in time we all got on a boat and only we survived. This could easily be a tsunami that washed us into the Horn of Africa, and all of everything of human history takes place from that location forward.
Gotcha. And I mean, then that would also probably explain disparate groups like, myths of Agartha, Hyperborea, Lemuria, and all that shit.
Well, it's these older cultures having the same cultural memories that we're talking about still today, and they're discussing it and explaining it to themselves as well as possible. I also believe, and
I was just realizing, does this mean that you had, because there's enough of evidence to suggest there were other near human populations like Neanderthal, and some that were kind of elf-like, and some that were
interesting you mentioned that, because this theory involves a cluster of islands, and I got the idea from what's referred to as the Sulawesi cluster. There have Flores, Luzon, and Sulawesi all had three separate islands, and all of them had three separate representations of what appear to be Homo habilis. On both the smaller islands, they were hobbit-type creatures, but the Luzonensis specimen has identical teeth to us, and yet would have existed about 1 million years before we evolved. So the idea that some genetic swapping back and forth amongst these populations might not produce sport results that would end up in faster, stronger, taller, smarter. You never know. I mean, that's Mother Nature's kitchen. That is exactly the place where evolutionary pumps are created. And once you adapt fire, once fire is domesticated, once you've got that in your house, it changes the entire dynamic of the island. Suddenly, whoever did that first is the dominant, and the wizard and the king and the tribal leader. They essentially become Gilgamesh, God. Name your hero: Prometheus, Theseus. Name your hero. They are the origin of all of that.
Exactly.
Hanuman.
Exactly. But I have it. It goes further. Not only with the island cluster and the different groups of humans on different islands and whatnot. Not only that. These people developed boats before they left this place, and then utilized the boats to survive whatever apocalypse wiped them out. Right. This is why you have the classic advancement of human culture and genetics and all of the things that took place from the out of Africa theory, while at the same time also having these constant recurring appearances of old white guys with beards that know everything. Is that the culture that was on that island to start with survived in sea gypsies up until the Bronze Age collapse. And I believe the sea peoples from the Bronze Age collapse are the sea gypsies losing their ability to conquer the seas at that point.
No, I disagree on the sea. I disagree on the sea gypsies.
Think about it. The Bronze Age cities developed armies to patrol their area, and then later developed navies to patrol their areas. And the Bronze Age collapse takes place almost dead nut on the heels of them locking down the Mediterranean, and suddenly a whole bunch of people show up out of nowhere and start fucking shit up. The timeline fits, bro.
See, I would disagree because I recently saw a theory that I find credible that the sea peoples were the Trojan War era Greeks. Because there's a lot of allusions in like the Iliad and the Odyssey of the Greeks being raiders, going out to foreign lands and stealing shit and coming back. And the Trojan War is like believed to be around the time of the Bronze Age collapse.
Why did they
that's not what Squatch is saying, though. Squatch is saying something completely different.
Right, no. So he's saying that it's a third party came in and did all that shit. I'm saying it's the Greeks were basically the Vikings of the Bronze Age.
I'm saying they were the trigger. They created the destruction in the first handful of cities that led to the exodus west, both north and south of the Mediterranean, creating a perfect storm of basically forced immigration due to the failing society behind them. That's why it was the south coast of Spain and France that fell first, and you end up having all of the weird hill forts popping up around that same time. And then Egypt pretty much just kind of shrugged through the whole damn thing because they couldn't make iron in the first place, right? When they showed up in Egypt, they just ran out into the desert until they left and then came back. And they were like, yeah, it was really bad. They burned everything and took all our shit.
Yeah.
Most of the cultures didn't survive. Egypt kind of did, but it was in a very warped and different society.
No, I've actually read like 1 or 2 books on like the Bronze Age collapse, and felt like the Hittites, the Assyrians,
I've read
the Akkadians, they all got fucked up, and then the sea peoples were trying like, hey, we can like land invade Egypt. The Egyptians went, no, you can't, and killed them all in fucking Sinai.
No. According to the Steelers, they did. They landed. They took everything. They burned all the food. They murdered millions of people. And then they left. But what they didn't get were the people up the Nile that are in Upper Egypt, basically the second echelon of rulership. And they basically just went, oh, look, cool. The bay's open again. We'll just move in over there.
Like Upper Egypt?
Well, yes, the transition between like, I think the first dynasty and the second dynasty is the Bronze Age collapse, something like that. Or second dynasty and third dynasty, maybe. But I think the first Bronze Age collapse was a transition between the first and second, because they got fucked up then too, real bad. Everybody.
Or the first and second recorded ones, because as we all know, there was a time before the Sons of Arius.
Each of the cities had their own time. They collapsed kind of randomly throughout their histories, on and off. But the fucking shit. I'm getting them mixed up now that I'm thinking about both of them. Damn it.
I just like to point out real quick here that I love the fact that Shadu is having a very serious conversation about the possibilities of ancient history in a very real contextual sense. And he keeps saying things that came from a Texan in the 1920s.
Right? It's a pattern. Once,
who made most of that shit up, by the way.
Right?
Well, no. He based a lot of it in
partially
real history
and then he made a bunch of shit up.
He knew, right? No, but the terms we don't have terms for these groups that existed before current recorded history.
We do. Yes, we do. Antediluvian is one.
For the ones that we don't know about is what I'm saying. For the ones we don't have any information about, because there is the potential for a time before current recorded history. Because what we know about the Bronze Age,
100%, but we don't have records of those people, because whatever trace of them that was left was gone by the time we got there.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
not entirely true. There is one group of people in Sri Lanka, I think, that have this really weird origin story where they claim that they used to be part of an worldwide distribution of boat people. And according to this particular mythos, these are the sea gypsies of Sri Lanka. I think it's Sri Lanka. What's that little island off the bottom of India?
Yeah, it's Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Yeah. Okay, yeah, over there.
Lanka.
They tell this story about how long time ago, before any of the nations or any of the people that are on the land were on the land, that they used to just sail around the world and there was nobody. It was just all open territory. There were no people, and that it was against their religion to make colonies, and so they were really only allowed to stop, get water and food, and like hunt the freaking edges of the continents, and it was against their religion to make colonies. To this day, these people do everything they can to not leave their boats, but at this point, because they, as a ship of the sea and in international waters, they have to have a registration of some sort. They always, that once a generation, each one of these families brings in some random dude that they find who's well documented and can go on land and go do all the business that needs to be done on land. And if a family doesn't have that, one of the sons sacrifices himself to the land and goes and does all of the paperwork, but is no longer allowed to live on the boats anymore. And these people kill themselves. They do not make it in modern world. When they leave their culture, they are so despondent and deeply shocked by the culture shock, apparently, that I know of only 2 that survived into their 60s, and almost all of them walked into the sea at some point.
I can believe it. I've seen, well, not suicide, or yeah, too late to not say it now, but I've seen people not do that to themselves, but not Mennonites, Hutterites, when they leave the colony, they experience what might as well be classified as temporary insanity that lasts, if they're lucky, not to the rest of their lives, but definitely for the first few.
What is a Hutterite?
Think kind of like Amish, but a little more
Luddite?
Amish essentially, but they're more
like Amish, but more so. They don't call us English. We're literal demons.
No, they're accepting of modern technology, but not outsiders. The religion is the important thing, really, for them.
Oh, so they're cool with electricity. Just fuck the guys who brought it to them.
Right.
Pretty much.
Right,
so I can get down with some of that, dude. I'm going to build me a ziggurat in the desert and have me a like 50-acre spread of cattle. I'm not starting a cult.
No, you've already got a plan, clearly.
But I'm not allowed to start a cult. I promised my mommy.
I made no such promise, though.
Promise to your mom.
Well, I mean, we can debate on who sits on the throne on top of the ziggurat. I mean, it's got to have a throne, right? It'd be wrong to build a ziggurat out of containers and earthworks and gabion walls and, sandbags and not have a sun throne. And naturally, if we're going to do this, right, with the computer programs we have today, we can pop out just your average everyday laptop and figure out our celestial alignments down to the millimeter before we ever lay down the very first trench.
I think I've got an app on my phone that'll do that.
Right? That's what I was thinking too. We could do some really esoteric bullshit just for shits and giggles and never tell nobody about it.
Figure out where
just through the walls.
Now, Squatch, I have a question for you.
In the desert made out of shipping containers.
And gabion structures.
Now, Squatch, if
that's a million years.
if the petrol age collapses and you happen to find a giant glass pyramid in the ruins of Memphis, do you have to put a throne on the top of that, or can you just hang out in it?
Absolutely not. That's totally different, sir. That is more of an Egyptian affectation. I'm speaking actual freaking Sumerian, a ziggurat. I've been looking at ancient settlements of various descriptions: Mayan, Incan, Aztec, Toltec, your Mesopotamian outline. Harappan culture has a really, really amazing floor plan layout, but nothing like a ziggurat or a temple, nothing like communal like that, right? Some of the South American cities have some really cool ideas on how to manage land and farming. And so some of that's going to be adapted. Some concepts from the Celtic roundhouse of the Stone Age is going to be adapted. And a handful of like Eastern European, and I haven't really gotten into the Asian and Mongolian type things. And I've been all through Indian stuff. There's a few really neat things over there, but they can't really, they're more artistic. Like they've got these big ass holes that they've excavated. They've got staircases that go down into the bottom so that you can get water regardless of what time of the year it is. I want to do some stuff like that built into the environment, and then build everything as part of the environment. And then I want to flood the whole fucking thing.
Off the top of my head, I get this image of you basically adapting like Cossack horseback archery technique to llamas, so you can do it on the side of a mountain.
So no, I'm thinking more along the lines of there's a couple of areas like, okay, you're in Wyoming, you've done some driving across like the Badlands over there and shit, right?
And walking, yes.
Okay, fuck the walking part. Nobody wants to hear about that. That's just torture. Okay, so the landscape shapes are virtually identical from where you're at to like middle, call it Eastern Utah, Eastern Colorado. I know these are wide apart, but they have the same shape, if you catch my drift. Like
basically,
the plateaus and the
you do have to take
and
into account that there's a giant fucking mountain range between me and Eastern and Utah.
Yeah, I got you, dude. I get it, but I mean, I'm just talking about the elevation changes. One of the problems in the desert Southwest that it's a desert, but that it's A, made of aquarium rock, and B, is shaped wrong. If you just alter the shape enough to retain water rather than slaking it off as quickly as possible, you can completely create a freaking a massive oasis of whatever design. And I want to find a place where there is a huge flash flood risk, right? And I'll build a big fucking lake with an island in the middle of it. And the first time it flash floods, it just won't go any further, and design everything to shed water above that point. That way, the lake is big enough to last for several years without needing refill. And when the flash floods come through, they just refill the lake.
You definitely need to look into Aztec barge techniques then.
I was looking at, what do they call them? The mostas. These are basically big flat bottom boats that you build, and you drag it out into the swamp, and then you fill it in with mud, and it sinks the boat, and you use the boat as a frame off of which to grow willows, and the boat decomposes, and all the mud in the bottom of it becomes a big berm, and you basically use it like a
sure
raised bed. It's just fucking they're amazing, dude.
I totally get that. What I was referring to though was
tells me like, well,
Tenochtitlan and the construction on top of the lake, because
the petrol age collapse, you'll just occasionally get like,
can he not hear me?
Sasquatch
is he just going to keep going?
Just him building the perfect like city. Like you'll cut to like
he can't hear a goddamn thing.
Nuclear bunkers.
He has no idea you're talking, Sam. You can't hear Sam, can you?
No, I can't. Fuck.
Pop out and come back in, bro.
All right.
Try it again, bro.
So what I was referring to more was the construction of Tenochtitlan, because they constructed these floating barges that did not, in fact, go down to the bottom. And then they built their stone works on top of that literally floated on top of the lake. They were excellent at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got a few spots that I might have looked a little bit too far into this. The whole concept is to utilize the landscape as it is, right? And use the biosurfaces as a zero for each tier, right? Take a look at like any freaking South American city on a hillside, and you'll get an idea of what I'm saying, but writ large. We have modern technology. We have the modern equipment to do this type of stuff with. I say go big or go home. Basically tripping up I want to trip a flash flood. Trip it, knock it into a teacup, Now that teacup might be 27 acres, but
I mean, best way to do that probably is to accelerate snow melt on a at a higher elevation that goes into the floodplain, right?
No, sir. No. I want, there are places all throughout the desert Southwest where every year or every other year, 1 trillion gallons just come touring through a freaking canyon somewhere, right? People get killed all the time by these things.
Oh, sure.
I want to specifically purchase land there and adjacent.
Yeah, but that water's not just like, that water doesn't just like hang out there waiting to flood. Usually that comes from a torrential rainfall somewhere up canyon.
That's right. And it's up, and in every case it's upstream, so to speak, their watershed, right? And so what you're looking for specifically to pull this type of thing off is an area that has an enormous freaking watershed that all watersheds to a central points where multiple flash floods a year take place. And then you dig a big ass fucking hole and manage the water above that line, just like a beaver would.
Yeah.
I repeat what I said. Everyone's going to be having their barely surviving post-Petrol Age collapse subplots, and Squatch is just going to be building the lost city of Squatchlantis.
Yeah, we're not calling it that.
I'm thinking Sasquatch Springs rolls off the tongue.
Otisville. Call it Otisville.
No, man.
Going back to what the guy was saying, I mean, he's basically preaching, saying like, I can't take that guy seriously.
The Republic of Sasquatch.
No, I'm talking about the
Republic.
The Perry dude.
Yeah, I can't take.
Well, it's Republic of Sasquatch, just like the Republic of Dave was. Everyone voted for Dave.
Is Sasquatch having a separate? Is Shadow having a separate conversation from the rest of us?
He might be. Can you hear Sam now?
Yes.
Okay. Anna, what were you saying?
I'm gonna get a beverage. I'll figure it out.
I was saying that
I can't hear Anna now. Fuck.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? But no, what the guy is saying, I can't take everything about that is just ridiculous. Oh my god! Oh, now we have aliens. Now we have this, and I'm some preacher dude. No, I can't take you seriously. Get the fuck out of here.
Which can I ask which part you don't take seriously specifically? I mean, I understand like in general he seems sort of panicky and like he's like, oh my god, this thing that they told us they were going to release a while back, it's going to be big dire news, and we all got prepared to prepare you, kind of shit. I get that being fucking ridiculous and very theatrical, but the is it the idea of aliens or the idea of this specific pastor?
No, I don't like what he's wearing.
Yeah, that tracks.
I don't like his shirt. It's weird.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look for anybody.
I said in chat earlier, I thought that the mess on his shoulders looked like the sigil of House Greyjoy.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
If you're gonna preach to all of us, at least look the part.
Yes, this gentleman. Let's take a look at his hot couture.
No, I'm sorry. No.
More like house couture.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen to anybody who looks like that. Sorry.
It's Art Bell, and that guy from Diners, Dives, and Drive-Ins had a baby. Guy Fieri.
Yes. All right, Shadu, can you hear everybody now?
I can hear everyone but Squatch, but I think that's just because he hasn't talked.
I'm on the phone.
Okay, now I can hear Squatch.
Okay, good. All right, we cool. No, oh man, it is kind of interesting though that we get to we start the conversation with a supposed reveal about aliens among us, reptilian aliens specifically among us, and we spent the last 30 minutes talking about ancient civilizations.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the alien thing just like
no, it's really
not interesting.
it's our only source for experience and what humans do when they encounter other cultures of any type, right?
Mm-hmm.
And prehistory tells you a very big story about how we might not only kill them but also eat them.
Yeah.
Or breathe them out of existence. See the Neanderthals.
I would be extremely disappointed if aliens showed up on the planet and somebody's redneck grandmother didn't wonder. I wonder if that's good with biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy, damn right. A little bit of corn syrup.
My grandmother is unfortunately in the ground many, many years, but I'm sure she would be among the first to line up to see if that was the case.
Just to see, you got to know, man, because To Serve Man is not the only cookbook in the world.
See, I'm personally hoping these are the kinds of aliens that want us to fight their war for them. I'd love. That'd be really interesting. That'd be a lot of fun.
You know they're remaking Event Horizon.
Yes, it does. Full of piss.
Why, Anna? Why?
I don't know.
It was
because everything must be destroyed.
No, that's like the one fucking good movie that Paul W.S. Anderson ever made.
Exactly.
I can't hear Anna now. What did she say?
They're remaking Event Horizon.
Okay. I never saw
You got to
that,
do
so-
something with I don't know what is up with your audio settings, but if it's cutting out one of us, like, you know, for just you, there's something
No, it's
going
fine.
on.
Probably just muted me. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I genuinely don't know what it is. Here, let me
Of
try plugging
course
my
you
phone in. Maybe it's a battery issue.
No, it's a very good film. It's so good, and it explores a lot of the things we're talking about.
It does.
A lot of directions.
I really think that we live in a simulation. I really do. Think that something is up with.
I think that's optimistic. I think we live in an ant farm, and the kid who owns it has a big ass magnifying glass.
Yeah.
I think Sam's right, but without the magnifying glass, and he forgot.
Okay, I now have 3 Shadow of Hawks in there. Dude, you got to like back out all the fucking way. You're cloning yourself in my backstage, man. What the fuck?
That's why you can't hear. No, that's why
Too
you can't
many
hear.
of you.
Kick everybody out. All of them.
No. That's
Come
the
back
funny
in
thing
fresh.
is I did. I clicked the freaking like exit button. It takes me to like the welcome to StreamYards screen. I did leave all the way.
All right, I am kicking all of the extra U's out.
Tight.
Okay.
They're like atoms. They're expendable.
Now
I've seen
can
that
you
happen.
hear-
Like I've seen people duplicate before, but I've never seen triple.
No, I've never seen that too.
I
Yeah.
have.
I've never seen triple shadows.
That is not a fate you want. You do not want a fire team of me getting at you guys.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything about a fire team. We're just, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of you in one.
Fire team size formation. That is a danger area.
Yeah, I'm not so much
Danger,
concerned about that as I am
danger.
about
But no,
all the spurging.
What the Sam, what you were
Hold on.
saying?
Wait a second. Could you imagine 3 shadows arguing with each other?
Yes,
No.
I can. Stop it.
No, I can't.
Sorry, Anna.
No, that would be very tasking for my brain.
Indeed.
Arguing over some point in Nietzsche that none of them understand.
It's good. It's good. All right, man. I don't know. Whether the aliens are real or not, I happen to think there's something out there. Have they visited us? Not if they're on our same level. No. The distance is too vast. But unless we're talking about, like Ardent brought up earlier, about extra dimensional rather than extraterrestrial, in which case maybe. But I don't necessarily think we would be able to see each other either. Different vibrations and all of that.
Unless there's a method of them vibrating in such a way that they're able to
Stop
interact
it.
with us. I mean, again, like fair.
I think you need to watch the
stories, shit like
resonator.
that. Okay, that doesn't change the fact that, like you said, there are.
No, I mean it
things
tackles
involved.
this exact.
Ah,
topic.
okay, I see. Yeah, no, I'm still standing by my statement about like fairy stories and shit like that, like Dowseed and fucking Kelpie and shit.
Sure.
Like that.
Also, Barbara Crampton's pretty topless in a lot of it, so
there's a couple of old Japanese and Chinese stories that
to know
are
who that is.
very, very indicative of things like alien abduction and alien visitation. What's the one of the sea princess?
Is Sam just speechless, or did I? Okay, no, he's talking. Okay.
Can you hear me?
No, sorry, no, because you went silent. I'm like, fuck, am I having technical issues again, or is that just Sam?
Yeah, you are.
Stoic?
no, I was listening to the other person's participating in the conversation. It's a thing we do.
Wait, hold on. Squatch, speak.
You can't hear me, can you?
I can't fucking hear Squatch. What the fuck? Hold on, let me turn off my fucking headphones. Maybe that's the problem.
This is getting ridiculous.
Is he using an iPhone?
I never do anything to fuck with StreamYard settings.
Oh man! All right, we'll just carry on without him. It's fine.
Go and fuck your shit.
Okay, I never do anything to fuck with my StreamYard settings at all.
Go and fuck your shit.
And they're always fucked for some unbelievable reason. Squatch, speak.
I've been speaking and yelling at you the whole fucking time. Get out.
Wait, Go. I'll be back.
Go. Be gone. Be gone.
Yeah, just
I know he's not being courteous, you know? I know he ain't.
Right.
To him, someone talking is a long, uncomfortable silence, and it drives him crazy.
He's like, when weren't you talking, Sam? I was like, because Sasquatch was. I was listening. Like, is this not how you do I mean, I should know by now. I've been streaming with that kid for like almost 4 years. I should know how he treats conversation. But
yeah, but sometimes he is a little buttery bitch and does talk over people on purpose. So I mean, how do you know?
That's true.
All right.
He's back. But this
I
time
logged
he's
in.
got the old.
I logged in using my account instead of just using the guest shit. Let's see if this works.
1, 2,
Can
3,
you
1,
hear me?
2, 3. Can you hear us?
Okay, I can hear the Georgian, I can hear the Russian, and I can hear the outer dark creature.
Can you hear
How about the
Devil?
devil? Can you hear him?
Can you hear Devil?
Yeah, I am here now. The show can start.
Oh, only an hour and a half late. Did you just flush?
He flushed and turned his phone on.
No, that was my roommate. No, that was my roommate.
Don't lie to me.
No, that was
It
my
was
roommate.
Chips last week. This week he's taking a dump.
No, that was my fucking that was my fucking roommate. I realized last second I need to manually switch it to my headphone mic so you guys don't hear the fucking everything going on in my room.
All right.
And right as I was pulling up the settings, he fucking flushed the toilet.
You guys really think he uses the big boy toilet?
He's probably got one of those squatty potties, but I hear that's better for your posture. So,
Right.
I mean, that's the shit I'm going to be using when y'all vote to send me to fucking Iran. So.
Oh no, you'd be lucky to get a squatty potty out there, bro. You're gonna be burning shit, literally.
I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that.
That's
The poor
true.
fucking people.
That is true. You're going to be telling motherfuckers to go burn the shit and to shut up about their dead diseases.
I'm not even having to tell those fuckers to do it. I'm just saying, hey, the shit needs to be burned. Figure out who does it, and the staff sergeant's going to go, okay.
All
and
right,
some poor
can
fucking
you
PFC.
stop talking, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Devil, what are you munching on?
What am I eating?
souls.
Gummy bears.
Like I said,
I'm a pretty big nerd when it comes to candy. I like gummy candies.
let me hit you with the question from the top of the show then, because we more or less I think got everybody's basic grip on it, except for you having just come in an hour and a half into the show. Do you think that the possibility of extant life elsewhere in the universe, life like ours, mortal life, in any way contradicts Holy Writ, or something worth panicking about?
No, because nowhere in there. Okay, isn't the whole idea that God left Jesus in charge, right, brother? in charge, right? So what, he went off and just took a nap? Maybe he's creating other worlds. Not to mention, I don't think anywhere in it says anything that he didn't create other life, right? So why would it take away your belief that there's a higher power that creates worlds and life and everything in the universe? It just makes no sense to me. I don't see why it would affect it at all.
Fair enough. I only bring it up because there were certain alarmist pastors going around saying, "Oh my God."
Well, they did the same thing when they came out with the Harry Potter books. Who gives a shit what those idiots think?
Right. But the Harry Potter books, like, let's face it, not on the same fucking level in terms of reveals. It's just not.
How dare you, sir? Those are masterpieces. Thank you.
They're not even in regards to the level of children's books. Are they masterpieces?
I'm just joking. Holy crap!
I still stand by my belief that in the event that aliens are real and there's any chance of any type of, physical contact between them, there will be a Southern Baptist with a cross trying to cook them fuckers into fucking crab cakes, saying, "I do dispatch of you by the voice of Christ, by the word of Christ, by the name of Christ. I'll make little lobster bisque."
If there's any human alien contact, I'm most assuredly that Sasquatch will be the first one that tries to make contact with the alien woman.
I mean, depends if she's smashable, or if there's some part of her that's smashable. I mean, let's be honest. Do you know that little irritating bit of skin around the edge of the vagina? It's called a woman. If there was one of those and there wasn't a woman,
my sister can hook you up with some stuff. Just saying.
Whoa.
Some of them are even alien looking.
I mean,
but they're not attached.
Stop
to
being
the
so ist.
So, no, but that's been more or less the conversation. Then we got into some mythology and ancient history and that kind of thing. And I think so we had this thing from Glenn Beck where he was basically saying all the same shit we were, although I haven't, to be fair, fully listened to that kind of thing. But I think probably we're going to skip that because that was like a 7-minute video, and honestly, I don't really care that much. And I kind of hate Glenn Beck anyway. So,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of the man. I'm not at all. I think he makes a good point once in a while, but I also think he's kind of an asshole. So
he was Tucker Carlson before Tucker Carlson.
He's Tucker Carlson, but less, gay for the UAE.
There you go.
Where it's a crime to be gay, by the way.
I found that thing I was looking for. If you want to show it.
Yeah.
That's like a minute. But basically, what if Loki survived Ragnarok?
Check this out, guys. Before we start the video, be sure to like and subscribe.
As low as hell, ain't it?
Thoughts on this theory right here? Leave them in the comments. There we go.
Do you still think that the biblical god is actually just Loki in disguise? Nah, man, that's silly. It's Baldur, the Norse god of light who Loki tricks Odin to... His demise sets off Ragnarok. How would that work? Because once the pandemonium has settled and all the gods have perished, out of that nothingness and desolation, it's said that Baldur will be resurrected. I'm not convinced. And that a single man and woman will emerge to begin the human race anew, named Ash and Elm. That sounds a lot like Adam and Eve, who live in the Garden of Eden. But how is Baldur staying young, you ask? Because the gods did that through the apples from Eden's orchard. And they now live in the Garden of Eden. You're grasping at straws here. Okay, but keep in mind that Loki purportedly doesn't survive Ragnarok. However, the trickster god of mischief and fire may just have been able to slink away to what little was left of the realm of his daughter, Helheim, then turned into a snake and tried to corrupt Ash and Elm to undermine Baldur. Hey, I'm not saying Christianity is just post-apocalyptic Norse mythology, but I am saying that I wholeheartedly believe that Loki would do something to undermine and screw with the god of light, perhaps changing his own name to mean Lightbringer, something like Lucifer.
I mean,
like,
okay, that's kind of hard to argue. Yeah.
I can confirm nor deny.
I have
Just
not
say it, bro.
I've noticed that Sam finds the most dysgenic looking people. How did that guy get that gap between his upper
That
lip
wasn't
and his-
me. That was Sasquatch.
Oh, sorry.
This time.
You're welcome.
How does this show have so many dysgenic people?
Because the visually dysgenic are also mentally crazy, and it takes a crazy person to put together gaps in reality. Because
I
most
would
people just
argue
take
that it's
reality at face
because
value.
most people are dysgenic.
That's
and
true. Yeah,
the proportion of them that ends up online probably pretty high.
Dysgenic gathers dysgenic.
That
I think
explains why there's a
YouTube
collection of
creates
dysgenics on this
narcissism.
show.
Yeah.
No, I think it just I think it reveals
I
like
have no right to talk about anybody's looks. I am the world's sexiest thumb, after all.
It's
Anna left way too hard at that.
I can't refute that statement, man. Oh yeah. Anywho, I don't know, man. I don't know about the. I kind of get what your dude was saying there. You know, I can see where you could draw those parallels, but I would also say that you could find similar parallels in most faiths worldwide if you looked hard enough for them.
And how much of that is a byproduct of Christian influence in the post original culture versus the pre writing it down, because Christians wrote down most of the stories in the first place, with a few exceptions.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You see it everywhere. Where if you look hard enough, like Sam said, you're gonna see the connections. You make up what you want in your mind, and you see the connections, and
there are certain commonalities, like the fact that every culture on Earth has a myth about a great flood. Every single one of them.
Yep.
Right. This flood
I think almost
happened at some point. The specific cause, I think, is up for debate, but the flood happened at some point. You know?
Yeah. There's
a flood happened somewhere at the very beginning, and everyone knows about it because we told you about it.
And Nicolas Cage, the one who was playing Jesus. Yep.
Nicolas Cage is Jesus.
It kind of goes back to that idea of the seafaring early peoples moving around between different cultures, and the idea that humans are very much knitted together by the narratives we tell each other. So it kind of makes sense that these cultures, having been influenced by the same culture, and I mean, the stories of one culture being carried by another culture, the storytellers used to be one of the big forms of entertainment. So it kind of makes sense that stories would get blended together, because these troubadours or bards, for lack of a better term, would have been traveling intentionally to learn these stories from as many different people as possible, to tell them to as many different people as possible.
Yeah.
And there's also, I think that's definitely a piece of it. And then there's also the.
Are you in a bathroom? Why do you sound like there's tiles around you?
Because I'm in a space with tiles. Because we have 2 rooms in our dorm. And
His
I'm in
roommate-
one room, so I'm not bothering my roommate in the other.
His roommate obviously got done with the bathroom, so yeah, he's in there using it. What?
All right, sorry, Shidu. Go ahead.
What I was going to say was there's also the fact that humans are pieces of a wider cultural identity. And there's always going to be some kind of subconscious subtext to all of humanity, as we're all more or less members of the same species. So there's always going to be some communal understanding of things from the fact that we're all from the same species. Like a smile is always going to be a smile. There may be some differences depending on context, but a human smiling, you'll know that means they're happy for some reason.
I don't know, man. According to Eden Carroll, we're not all part of the same species.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, genus then. How about that? Let's use the word genus. We're all from the same genus, just to avoid
I'm
offending.
so glad everybody just went right past the Eden Carroll thing.
Sir, I'm a Sasquatch. Try again.
Yeah, so even if even if separate from the idea of
I'll
the story.
accept Clade, sir. Clade. I will accept Clade.
Yeah, all the people on the top are completely different from you normies on the bottom here.
Oh.
Got Sasquatch,
Excuse
Elder
him,
God, and
Rob.
a devil.
I'm mythical. He's
You're
fictional.
human.
And that motherfucker is unconscionable.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even tell you what he actually is because when I look at him, all I see is the.
And I'm a cultist, Arden's a thumb, and Anna's a Russian.
Thank you for that insult.
It wasn't an insult, it was a statement of fact.
No, you're in a bathroom or something. It's fine.
No.
It does sound like you're on the shitter, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm aware it's because the room I'm in has tile on the fucking floor because it's
Also, there was that
entry to
flush
our
earlier.
barracks.
You can see where this is going to be kind of a thing.
I'm gonna have to go get me a flush sound. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, no, the
I just
the
clip it out of this.
Oh no, it wasn't clear
Fine,
enough.
I'll go
I
back
want
into
it.
the part of the room with the fucking carpet. Here, I'll go back into the part of the fucking room with the fucking carpet. Here you go.
Get a rug.
We just bullied him into.
We just bullied a Marine out of his room. The power of words. Free speech is a weapon.
There, does that sound better?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Now, can you still hear it?
I can hear you. I can hear you. But I can't hear you pooping anymore.
Oh man. Sasquatch, I don't even remember the things that I put in the thing, but I was
Oh
thinking,
yeah. The next
this
one
would
is
be
this
a
guy.
good time. Well, I don't know if we wanted to get into that right just yet. I was thinking that maybe we skip down a couple to either the Mamie thing or the Metallica thing.
Metallica.
No,
What
we
about
have to do
Metallica?
this. I refuse. I quit immediately if we're not going to show this.
Okay. No, we can do
All right.
the thing. Yeah.
Because
It's alive. He's alive.
I'm hanging out here with Sean, and we are looking at the absolute best Johnny 5 that has been built to date, certainly here in the U.S.
Okay, I'm going to have a nerdgasm for a minute because I want you to take a really close look at what's hanging on the walls behind them. It is both the original Ghostbusters doohickey Maflunchie and the later one that was designed for the fucking show or whatever that never actually got used.
Yeah. Look at the fairy lights. So
Yeah.
pretty.
You want to show us?
Yeah, Johnny, why don't you say hi to these folks?
Hello, my bros. I am Johnny 5, and I am glad you are here.
Oh, look at this. Oh, he's wearing. Oh my god.
The voice is a little off, but I want one.
That's because it's in a room like you do.
Yeah, it sounds
Johnny,
terrible.
would you tell everybody what you've been up to lately?
Oh,
This is
he'll respond.
Short Circuit 2 Johnny 5, by the way.
What do you think?
Stop.
He's got the bandana.
Well, he's got the fucking tool
Bandana.
chest instead of the
Yeah.
laser on the shoulder too.
Right. I'm fully aroused at this point. I'm talking baby's arm holding an apple.
Oh, it's too cute. But again, it goes back to I think we talked about when we actually start empathizing with robots, anything that looks like this, and we're like, oh, it's so cute, and I want to. No, it's weird.
That reminds me. Last night I watched The Creator, which kind of touches on Anna's point about how humanizing robots is really fucking weird and a really bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pop culture
Really-
really the program to accept the alien.
But I can't help it. I just want to hug it. It's so cute.
Yes, that's the natural human response, which is why you got to constantly
never
remind
see
yourself
it coming.
that is not a person, that is a threat, and it must be removed.
That's Johnny 5, sir. He's alive.
Overblown
Okay,
toaster.
Anna,
No disassemble.
Anna,
No
you get to pick.
disassemble
You
Johnny
can either
5.
have Anna, you can either have your feline apex predator or you can have your silicon apex predator. You can't have both.
Why can't I
Pick
have
one.
both?
Johnny Five loves cats. Sir, you are completely off base. You need to go watch some classic movies and come back and talk to us, okay?
Yeah.
I don't care.
loves
AI
cats.
is evil.
He risks his life to save a literal box of cats.
Yep.
I do have a question though. What is going to happen? And I do somewhat agree with Shadow. These things could potentially represent a danger. So what are we going to have if this thing goes out and fries a busload of nuns?
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the other ones. Johnny Five protects us from the ones that shot the nuns with the laser.
Yeah, it was like 14th Amendment doesn't apply to freaking lug-nut Americans. I don't care that Uncle Sparks over there wants to help us out. He doesn't deserve to live.
Can you not hear
You're starting to win me over, bud.
I was trying to quote a line from the movie. The punchline of that joke is nun soup.
Nuns kind of deserve it.
I haven't watched the short circuit movies in a long time. What I do remember is that they are the only examples of artificial life from 80s movies that where it wasn't the threat. If you don't count batteries not included.
But again, like
I was fixing to bring up batteries not included.
yeah. Oh my god, that's such a good film.
And there's an argument that there's a threat there.
Yep. But
That's
we
true.
always humanize things. We always empathize with it, even if it's a machine. I can't. It's cute. It's nice.
And that's why it'll get you.
Yep.
Yeah,
While you sleep.
probably. But again, it's like one of those X-Files episodes when the machine was taking everything over and Scully
Or
was
it's like
like,
it's like the program that locked down the building and started killing all the people inside.
yeah.
You're the reason why cars have headlights that look like eyes.
Looks horrible.
wondering who I needed to thank for that.
That there's something I humanize it. I don't know why. Maybe it's the bandana.
Part of it is probably because it's shaped specifically like that to engender a humanizing response. Like the more anthropomorphic it is, the more we assign anthropomorphic qualities to it.
Yeah.
It may be also that Anna's biological clock has begun banging like a gong.
Anna, did you watch the trailer for that one game recently that made everyone upset? The one with the cute little robot. The cute little robot girl that made like a bunch of people be like, I want to be
Pragmata.
That Pragmata, yes, that one.
Yeah.
Did you watch that trailer again recently?
No.
Okay.
But no, I'm fishing.
In the woods. She kills people.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Best place for it, really.
In Minecraft.
All right, bring this up right quick.
This is the this is the question of the day. So Forbes,
Get the fuck
Put
out
this
of it.
thing-
No, they are not. No.
I wouldn't even argue they were.
All right.
I mean,
Nope.
I hear you, but there's one thing that they did that has never been matched or surpassed, and that was the concert in Russia that shut down half the country because everybody left work. They were like, "Oh, Metallica's in Moscow," and every Russian with a car or with a thumb went to Moscow.
Yeah, there was over 1 million people in that crowd.
no, I will not
it's
deny that
wild.
they have had some gangbusters shows. Right, they are definitely mega stars.
They are
I'm
not the greatest band of all time.
I agree with you, Anna. That's where I'm going with this. I was like, I do see the impact that they've had, despite the fact that their first 3 albums were only a success because they stole Dave Mustaine's material. I do get that. But at the same time, you know, if you're specifically even metal bands, greatest metal bands of all time, and we're just gonna like fucking look the other way, like Black Sabbath didn't start the whole ball rolling.
Exactly. Iron Maiden.
AC/DC.
Judas
AC/DC.
Priest.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
my
a flush,
God.
motherfucker.
Wow.
Did you make
Thank
Boom
you.
Boom?
I hate you,
I told you I needed a flush
I hate
sound.
you so much.
Oh, that was
I hate
you.
so much.
Okay, I was sitting here. I'm thinking. I'm like, Shadow. What the fuck, man?
My plan is working perfectly.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm in a corner of my room, so you guys don't have any audio problems whatsoever, and y'all are still doing
under a
shit.
blanket so we can hear them.
I have no idea what that was.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me that we have bullied a Marine into the corner of his room, sitting alone? Oh, God. Just don't start cutting, brother. It ain't worth it.
You didn't.
We were just
I was
joking.
trying to be
Go back to
respectful.
shitting on the pot and not in the corner.
I
of your
know.
room, dude.
That's
I was
the
trying to be
funniest
respectful and
part,
give you
bro.
guys decent audio.
That's the funniest part.
There was no bullying involved.
Evanescence, no, I don't like Evanescence. I really don't.
I have a
I
problem with them,
do.
but greatest.
I like them, but I would never say they were anywhere
The
near
greatest,
level
yeah.
of
The
They're
metal
not even the greatest of the year they were popular. What are you talking about?
Or the genre that they're part of.
The
know?
greatest
I vote
metal
Sabaton.
band. Oh, I'm gonna go with Iron Maiden.
Metal band. I got an interesting hairband story. This struck me as really funny.
Oh.
I got a buddy of mine who works with AI and stuff, and he does stuff for businesses. They send him shit. Anyway, that's what he does. And we were backstage drinking and talking shit back and forth. And I asked him, I was like, tell your little AI buddy to whip us up a generic 1980s hairband. And it gave me the Quiet Riot 1978 cover. And he didn't believe that I recognized the cover. And I was like, no, that's Quiet Riot. And he was like, no, this is what the AI gave me. I was like, that's Quiet Riot. And that's like the 70-something cover. And I went and looked it up and sent it to him. And the only difference was they had changed the color and the stripes on the various shirts. That was it.
All right.
And it struck me so funny that I immediately texted my brother. It was like, when I told AI to send me a generic hairband from the 80s to make one up, a fictional one, it created from whole cloth Quiet Riot.
But you do know why people wear hairbands, right?
Oh my God. Did that just happen?
Yep.
Wear hairbands
Yep.
to hold their hair?
Nope.
Okay. We're going to learn something today still, man. Pay attention.
Because you get headaches from all the drugs you do.
Do you know?
That's not why I'm getting headaches.
I'm lost. I'll be honest. I don't know where we are in the woods or where Anna's leading us to. I fear
You're
it's a
lost.
Shoot.
I'm scared, bro.
Don't worry, Sam. We're gonna come across a linear danger area. Someone's gonna get painted as a casualty, and we're gonna have to carry Devil on a fucking.
No, that's why you wear
fucking litter.
headbands. When you play in bands,
I see what
by the way.
you get headaches all the
Let's do the
time.
last thing.
We got
Hairband. Hold on.
The drummer's always on some shit.
But a hairband is specifically a glamour rock band from the 80s.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's actually there around your head to make you.
It can be. That is a different type of hairband.
If it's
But
tight around your head, it's like I don't need to listen to any of.
Do you mean a headband?
Yeah. Which I suppose you could call a hairband because it's a band that goes around your hair, but also a hairband is a type of music group.
Specifically US 80s big hair.
Right? Like you're talking Guns N' Roses, you're talking like fucking
that's
Quiet Riot, Motley Crue, freaking Twisted
the
Sister.
absolute definition
Twisted
of a
Sister.
is Faster freaking Pussycat.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's true.
I'll give you that.
I love Guns N' Roses, by the way.
They're very good.
Everything except the spaghetti incident.
Yeah, I'll give you that too. That wasn't awesome.
Well, I heard a story, and I don't know if it's true, but the spaghetti incident was a byproduct of them demanding the corporation demanding another album, and them going, okay, and then a bunch of crap onto some napkins and going and recording an album.
It's kind of funny how often that actually happens with bands in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, especially in the punk scene.
Oh yeah.
And you got to keep in mind, this was also the time period when Homeboy was screwing the record producer's wife.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he could have tossed up any kind of easy layup and they'd have printed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Kurt Cobain said like I want nothing to do with Axl Rose. Like that guy is. But I do like the music.
He's a hedonist.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. Freaking Guns N' Roses, love the music. Axl Rose could go fuck himself.
Yep.
I think y'all are judging him harshly. He's a hedonist, an admitted hedonist. Yes.
He wears a bandana over his head, though. Devil.
Back to the hairband.
Just to keep the bitches out of his eyes.
A slouchy beanie, thank you, and nothing like a headband. That
Like half of these guys were
Weird
hedonists,
tool
and the ones that
fucking-
weren't were so doped up. It was kind of amazing they were able to perform on stage. You know, that's no excuse. He was a hedonist. He's also an asshole.
Yes, most hedonists are. They are completely self-serving and do whatever.
Right,
feels
but in
good
his
the moment.
case, those are
They're
two
just
separate yet
this side of the
complementary
nihilist.
things.
He was exceptional at both. That's
Yeah, that's true. Anything that moved.
Yeah, Dev says you wear a beanie, so you're more of a like what California, like Incubus.
No, he's a skater that likes chickens.
That was a Tim Pool reference.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Pool does
And
great
chickens are
with
magnificent, sir.
beanies, thank you.
I'm curious now. Are you as bald as Tim Pool under that beanie?
No, I'm not bald as Tim Pool. I'm lean.
I'm thinking
my
it's
hair's thinning, but I still got it.
I keep picturing like the Jewish hair patch right in the middle, and then the bald spot behind with the two bald patches to it.
No, it's
You
just
doing like a rough comb over every morning.
I do the Trump.
That's why his hair grows up in horns on both sides. That's
right.
Kind of like the penguin, but red.
But yeah, that is Metallica.
We got this last one we got to show before it happens.
I like Metallica, but they're not the greatest band. No.
No, I'd agree. I liked Metallica up to 1990.
Yeah.
After that, not so much.
Like I said, yeah, you can't take nothing away from how many hits they had, the really good songs, but yeah, I don't think many people have them as their number one. I think this is just, one of those articles you see from all those magazines where they pick the most successful as far as sales, and they're like, they're the best. No, that doesn't mean you're the best. That just means you fucking commercially are the most successful. Has nothing to do with talent, has nothing to do with the quality. It has to do with you just sold the most.
Wow.
Yeah, by that logic.
Bring up the screen backstage.
Yeah, by that logic, the friggin' Bayformers movies are better than Citizen Kane, which is objectively not true.
Very, very true.
Mimi Van
Okay,
Doren?
so
yeah.
What we're getting to here, what we're going to get to here. Although first, before we jump to the next topic, I do want to put out there that I really appreciate it when metal bands do something unexpected. Like for instance, there was an album called Skeletons in the Closet by a band called Children of Bodom, which is nothing but fucking cover songs and great fucking cover songs. And one of them is "Oops, I Did It Again" by Britney Spears, done thrash metal style. It's fucking amazing. Look it up.
Oops, I did it again.
And I would also put out there that Alexi Laiho, the frontman, was possibly the fastest guitarist alive before his death a few years ago.
Have you ever heard Frog Leap Studios?
Oh yeah,
I love.
Yeah, dude, I love he does metal covers of all the weirdest stuff, like just all these pop songs and like old songs. And
Leo Morachilli,
yeah, he's pretty good. I like him.
Yeah, so actually, quick question about this. What is it with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera music being played as rock or metal songs that make them just hype?
Because
like
it's
Genie in a Bottle.
funny.
Yeah, no, hype. Like actually just good. Like Genie in a Bottle as a fucking rock song slaps.
That's why I'm going to tell you. It's because first of all, rock musicians and metal musicians are actual musicians, not corporate canned garbage. And secondly, it's because it's funny.
It is.
So, most guys who play metal, like most of them, have a very classical training.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who did the cover of "My Heart Will Go On" in thrash metal. It was pretty freaking
10 Second Songs guy.
Yeah. So the reason we're bringing up Mamie Van Doren is because, and she was one of the sex symbols of the golden age of Hollywood, alongside people like Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe and whatnot. Apparently, she's not dead, and she just released a book saying so.
So
this woman on the screen is 95 years old.
One of the terms that you hear from Hollywood being a triple threat, she was the blonde bombshell triple threat. She was basically who they were talking about when you heard them talking about bringing up whether or not a particular actor or actress was a triple threat, being able to sing, dance, and do lines.
And also act. Do lines meant a different thing.
Do lines, that's what I meant. Well, I mean, most people can't read lines naturally. I mean, it sounds crazy, but you know, the most naturalistic folks you ever meet, you can hand them some lines and they go, "I want to go to the bathroom." You know, start reading like a 7-year-old kid.
Right. Now, not all of them can be Danny Kaye.
That's true.
You thought I was dead is the title of my new book, and it's on sale now. You may not know me if you're of a certain age, but I was present for the sunset of Hollywood's golden age. I was a starlet under contract to Universal Studios. I rubbed elbows with some of the legends of the silver screen, and if the vibe was right, sometimes we rubbed other things. If you like movies or Hollywood, or exciting and sexy tales told well, I know you're going to love You Thought I Was Dead. There's more than just sex in these pages. There's a story of a little girl who grew up on a farm on the South Dakota prairie.
Oh,
I
no.
love it. This is so nice.
This Little House on the Prairie, but like super slutty.
Yeah.
Wait, so hold on. Care about this lady's romps. I mean, at this point, it's like
She is 5 years away from being 100 years old.
Hold on.
I am
She's 95.
rim job. It's okay, ma'am.
So wait, like who? I don't recognize the name. I don't recognize the woman. Who is this?
Well, you wouldn't.
Way before your time, buddy.
This is before our time. This is before fucking my dad's time, pretty much.
Okay.
She was famous when my parents were children.
Yes. She, like I said, the original, one of the original blonde bombshells of Hollywood. This is one of them.
Gotcha. So when the sons of Atreus were getting ready to take Illyria, I gotcha.
We're not that fucking old, prick.
Aren't you?
She was famous in the 50s.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
She could have played Helen of Troy. She was in no mess for that role.
She had Sammy Davis Jr. at some point.
No.
She almost certainly Sammy Davis Jr. or Rusty Trombone.
Squatch. No, she couldn't. She doesn't have enough melanin, and her cheeks aren't all fucked up.
In the 50s.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Cheeks are kind of fucked up though, because it's all. I mean, her plastic surgeon does good work, but you can't really hide 95.
No.
Yeah, and the filter. The filter is also. I know you can't tell through StreamYard, but there's a filter.
As soon as she speaks, you know she's 95. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's not her real hair, guys.
Are you sure?
Who dodged an orphanage and through the global accident called World War II, came to live in Hollywood. There's a story of how she grew into a cheeky teenager, determined to become a movie star, who eventually would become me.
Did she have a stroke?
What?
Do what?
Did she have a stroke or something? It's weird.
No,
she's almost 100 years old.
Really old.
She's really freaking old.
She's held together by duct tape and freaking super glue at this
Nobody
point.
in my family has ever lived to be as old as her. Ever.
Yeah, she's older. She's older than my grandfather, who was growing up during the Great
My
Depression.
family, my grandma just turned 96 the other day.
Does she look this good?
No.
Okay, so there you go.
I don't know.
You good?
Is that what is that in the background? what is that? A dancing cat?
No, it's
It is a picture of her in a white dress in front of a bunch of movie lights shining on her on stage when she was like 22.
Which was 80 some odd years ago.
Yeah, if I was 95, she looks good.
Yeah,
that's a lot of AI filter, makeup, and plastic surgery.
Honestly,
Like,
I'm not even
There's
hating
probably some baby
the
blood
AI
involved,
filter,
too.
the makeup, the plastic surgery, all that stuff. I don't even hate that about this. I'm just surprised she's still upright.
No.
Look, man. She went through the drinking era of the 50s, the dope era of the 60s, the heroin era of the 70s, this meth era of the crack era of the 80s, the meth era of the 90s, and she's still kicking, yo.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And I did not realize that it staged out exactly that well. The introduction of different drugs seemed to pop in about every 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize it until I just laid it out.
Yeah,
Almost
Squatch,
like it
do you
was
want to
by
know?
design.
Yeah, Squatch, you want us to know what's kind of funny involving things with very specific timelines?
No, not from you. I don't have my tinfoil hat handy.
Oh, then that's the perfect time. Now this is the perfect time for this. Every single time there's an issue with oil pricing, a major disease hits the news.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something weird. Sir, you don't realize how much oil they have over there. I mean, soon as you do, you realize it's ours.
I mean, it's always been ours, or at least it's always been.
Well, we give them the option to pay them for it.
That's a
If
conversation.
they
I
don't
can't have.
take that,
Can't have that conversation.
No, I know.
What
I know
does
you
she have
can't.
to say? Okay, let's keep playing.
My tour in Vietnam, independent and on my own, with a few musicians and a couple of slinky gowns, in a line of fire to bring music to the forgotten grunts. My story is laced with humor, triumphs and tragedies, close encounters with the famous and the infamous, and delivered with some good storytelling. You thought I was dead.
And I did.
I would have sworn she was.
I did think she was dead. Like, I had no idea she was still alive until this popped up on my feed the other day.
Damn, she gives Marilyn Monroe a run for her money.
Oh yeah. Back in the day, dude, she was an absolute freaking hammer. That's what I was saying. She was there were a handful of starlets in like the late 30s, mid 40s that were the whole triple threat thing. They were tall, they were statuesque, they were hot, they could dance, they could sing, they could act, they could do all those things and pop your cork in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, and get this. She's also one of the only people still alive to this day who actually knew Elizabeth Short as something other than a murder victim.
Cool.
I'm having a very similar reaction to looking at her that I did having watched True Romance, and that is not a good reaction.
Just go rub it out, dude. You'll be fine.
That's not the reaction. That is not the reaction.
For the audience, I have an image link put into the chat, in the private chat for people if they want to see it. It's tasteful. Not that I couldn't find ones that weren't. Holy crap.
I mean, like, stunning. She is stunning, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
And the blonde bombshell stereotype. She may have been before some of the other ones, because I keep thinking that Mamie Van Doren was who influenced Marilyn Monroe. She's the reason Marilyn Monroe was a blonde bombshell, because they met at some point in time, and she was like, "Oh, honey, with that figure, all you need some blonde locks, and you're in."
Well, they probably met when Marilyn was still going by Norma Jean.
Yep.
And was still a brunette.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I have no doubt that
she also gave Robert Kennedy a rusty trombone, but we're not going to talk about that. Allegedly.
Right. So, to clarify, for those of you who don't know who Elizabeth Short was, that's the Black Dahlia.
Right.
That sounded familiar. Yeah.
I also don't know.
Have you actually seen the photo? No. we
It's
can't
weird,
show that.
dude. I didn't consciously make the connection, but when you said her name, the Black Dahlia records went through
Have you
my
actually
brain.
seen the photos, Squatch?
All of them.
Yeah. Bad. Very bad. That's why I love L.A. Noire, one of the video games. They actually go.
I have to ask a question. And I apologize for bringing this up because I know it's in the private chat, but what the fuck is a panic ass?
Flat. She has no bump butt.
Oh yeah, we just call it secretary ass in the States because they're sitting on it all the time.
Are you saying she has no booty?
Have you
nice booty?
Have you played L.A. Noire?
Yeah.
Have you
There's no
played
bubble in
L.A. Noire?
No. No, I haven't.
So nobody's played L.A. Noire.
Oh God. I think I
I'm not a
played
massive fan of noir.
of it years and years ago.
No, it's done by the same people that do Rockstar GTA.
Wait, what? Why did they kill this woman? Why was she?
No one knows. That's the whole mystery of it.
You're you have Elizabeth Short. You're a detective. You're going around Los Angeles basically, and in the 1940s. It's really good. It's a good game. Sorry, I'm going back to gaming. Whoopsies.
It's
That's what
totally
I'm going to
fine.
do down here.
I haven't played those games myself because I'm on one that is like crack that I can't tear away from. But
choppy.
Yes. What is this? That's. Oh, never mind. I see. We're not bringing that up.
Oh, no, we're not doing that one. I mean,
there it is again. Anyway, Shadu, I think you definitely need to go spend some time in your local bathroom and get whatever that is worked out of your system.
Sorry, no, I'm reading about the the autopsy for Elizabeth Short.
Oh, dude, that is a rabbit hole.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, you're gonna be thinking about that shit on your born and run 2 years from now.
You need to, if you're going to get into that sort of thing, then you need to not only, I mean, yeah, definitely go down that rabbit hole, but also to look up the George Reeves death and the circumstances surrounding that.
George Reeves.
Okay. Yeah, he was the most famous of the Supermen before Christopher Reeve.
I gotcha.
So
And I don't think they're related.
No, not at all. Weirdly, they're not at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, and they can stand side by side, be father and son, but they're not. And
yeah.
Do you guys know if there's any like publicly available images of the autopsy, or if that's just something I wouldn't be able to find?
You could probably find that archived
I
somewhere.
can send you some, but I don't think you want to see that.
I looked at it. It's
No, the description of like what happened.
He'll be fine long as he has his whoopee with him. You know?
I'm actually laying on my bed with my whoopee right now. Actually, it's a very nice military issue.
Okay, and on that note, we're going to end the show.
Before
dude's looking up true crime photos with his whoopee. I think it's time to call it.
Several cuts on the entire.
No, we're done.
Okay.
We're done. Nope, that's it. That's it. That's the end of the show. We're just
Sounds like a
gonna call
wax
it here.
in a Waffle House in here.
It does now.
Lower half of body was positioned a foot away
Shadu.
from the upper.
Shadow. Stop it.
Get some help.
Like mute yourself and read it. Try to stop chewing the crayons or start. I don't know which one.
Yeah, plug your shit, and I mean that in the most literal sense.
I got nothing. I mean, my buddy Ice is working on his setting. He's currently doing another like announcement call of like, hey, let's get funding up because he's churning away, working real hard at it. I think his goal right now is to get the.
Who are you talking to?
Why do you
What?
sound? Why do
No,
you
he's-
sound? Why do you sound so like important all of a sudden?
I'm just talking.
Normal.
Anyway,
This
my
is
buddy
just-
Ice is working on his post-apocalyptic setting, and he's trying to increase his monthly donations for the project, so he can dive into the actual like game making, coding prospect with a larger budget attached to it. If you just look up Champions of the Ice on Twitter, you can take a look at all of the stuff he's working on, kind of the outline for the game he wants to make, art of stuff that's been designed or is getting ready. And yeah, just check that shit out if you're interested in post-apocalyptic shit like Fallout.
You sound way too serious. I can't take you seriously.
He's
Sorry.
doing a shout out. It took me a minute to catch on too, but yeah, that's what was going on. He was doing the right thing. He was just doing it in a really weird way.
It's because he's got one hand on his wubby. Ardent Party, thanks for joining us. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
The easiest way to find me is to go over to my X, or Twix, as you guys call it. And from there, you can find everything else I do. If you want to be lazy about it, you can just go to my YouTube channel.
Nice.
Nice.
Still there, Sam?
I think Sam glitched out.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
A second.
Normally, my shill takes much longer, but I worked it again.
Fair enough. Anna's Gameland. What do you got coming up? Where can people find you?
Hello. Thank you everybody for spending the time with us. I will continue playing Crimson Desert. Oh, I learned a new move today. But I don't understand. People say there's a lot of cats. I've encountered like a few, maybe, but I'm just trying to figure out how to actually fish in this game. So yeah, you can check me out on Anna's Gameland, on my Twitter, whatever. But I'm gonna be playing Crimson Desert. It's good. It's a good game.
Awesome sauce.
And then you can also check me out on the Full Ozzy, where we do funny things, and yeah, just I don't.
Australian way.
I can't get over the fact that, like, Jesus Christ, why am I a Scottish man walking around and then there's like people asking me to do things for them?
We're talking Crimson Desert. Folks.
Yeah,
Just
I was all like, whoa, Anna.
I was about to say, damn, that's a really good voice changer.
Yeah,
that's a real good voice changer and a real good wig.
I the only answer I got for Anna is that the actual story is not great. The main story.
Thank you very much. So yeah,
it's not well put together at all.
That was all.
So but yeah. Go check out Anna's channel and Arden's channel, and even if you're so inclined, Shadoo's channel, because there is content on there. He just hasn't uploaded anything in quite some time. Sasquatch, do the thing.
What did I do? So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be on the Blast Radius, Captain Curmudgeon. We go over basic stuff that happened in the past week. Aliens! And on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing the Naughty Corner with Ajot. Things have changed. She's taking control. She thinks it's cool, and it's going to be whatever she says happens, because I don't have any creative control at all of that anymore. Good luck. Hope it's good for you. I'm going to try to get culture corrections in for an interview Thursday, assuming she doesn't have to drive her kid halfway across the state. But we'll see about that later. And you can find that on my channel post. Beyond that, I'll be here and elsewhere. Powdered Dusty's on any random night until about 2 a.m, and then I'd clock out because screw all that drama shit that much. Right? Yeah. Thank you. Come again.
Indeed.
Do not redeem.
Jesus. Devil, speaking of not redeeming, what do you got coming up?
Nothing. The pub every Friday going Saturday. That's it.
Well, it's short and sweet.
Oh, come on, Dove.
What?
Don't call him Dev. That's an insult.
Be a little bit more enthusiastic.
The pub every Friday going to Saturday. Ooh.
I actually have a whole video where we're trying to talk him into being enthusiastic with his intro from the Engage days. If you guys are interested, it's under the video section. It's the one where Devil's face, which looks a lot like a very red Danny DeVito, is pasted over Eeyore on the thumbnail.
Isn't that about the same time that you have
the
the
show
clip?
tonight?
Isn't that about the same time?
Another episode of The Next Generation. It's the one where the captain saves the day.
No, we don't do that kind of shit. No.
Sam, isn't that about the same time that you got the prawn clip of Anna?
A couple weeks before, I think.
Okay.
So, but either way, yeah, that video is also on the channel, and Anna hates me for it, but it's still funny. So, that said, I guess it's up to me. I will be helping out over on Exiled Lioness 2 tonight in about 3 hours on her channel. After that, we will be doing more of what Anna was just complaining about, Crimson Desert. It'll be late. It'll be very late, and it'll probably be a long one because I am an addict and I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow. So it's going to be a thing throughout the next week. We also will be back next Friday for Abyssal Musings. I will most likely be on the pub after that, but there will not be a Screaming into the Void next Saturday because I am not going to be home. I got family obligations, so I'll be going off to do that stuff. So otherwise, usual shit applies. Thank you, everybody on the panel, for being here. Y'all are awesome. This has been a lot of fun for me personally. You know, I'm less concerned with you guys, but for me, it's been great. Yeah. And everybody in chat, thank you guys very much for hanging with us and all that stuff. Also, don't forget, pinned at the top or at bottom, depending on where you are, of the chat is the Give Send Go link for Gal and her brother. We're still trying to get that up, get to the goal of 6K, which I believe is reasonable and doable. So, and I think currently it's at 4,135, somewhere in there. So not that far off. So share that out if you would. If you don't, if you can donate, please do. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just let people know that it's there. Spread it around a little bit, like herpes on the internet. So, thanks for coming. Have a great night. Appreciate all of you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.